Dino football on the Peak, KRPX 95.3 FM. Carbon Dino football, powered by Castle Country Radio on KRPX 95.3 The Peak and online at castlecountryradio.com. And now for tonight's play-by-play, let's join Sonny Buscarini and Aiden Mortensen.
Welcome to Carbon Dino football here on 95.3 The Peak. This is where the Dinos play. Tonight we're at Richfield High School. It's their homecoming as the Carbon Dinos come to town for region game number 2 on their schedule. Welcome again, everybody, to the Landson's Diesel Service pregame show in the Sutherland's broadcast booth tonight. Joining me once again, Aiden Mortensen. Aiden, a pleasure to have you here again. Hard to believe that we are in game number 5 already in the football season.
Yeah, officially at that midway point of the year, Sonny. Crazy to think that we are finally here. And, you know, it feels like we've seen a lot of growth and development from the Dinos this far into the season. We're seeing a lot of improvement, mainly on the defensive end. That's an area where things have really started to shine for Carbon. I mean, you look at the spectacular secondary that they're putting out there. Players like Trace Crespin. He is a maniac when he is in the secondary. Trace Crespin, Dexter Packard, Colton Finch, Caleb Sorensen, all of them just lock down when they get into that backfield. And that's what's really impressed me about the Dinos early on this year is that secondary defense, as well as the defensive line.
Dinos coming 2-2 on the season, 0-1 in region play with that 42-6 loss last week at home to a very good Canyon View team. Richfield comes in 3-1 on the season. They are 1-0 in region play. And, of course, you know, Richfield always tough on the football field.
Yeah, this is a very talented Richfield team, as they always put out, Sonny. Like you alluded to, this is head coach Eric Thorson's third year of his second stint. Let me tell you how years 1 and 2 went for Coach Thorson. State championship, state runner-up. He has built a powerhouse here in Richfield, and he's looking to continue that momentum. Lost a lot of seniors from last year's squad, but several underclassmen look to carry the way for Richfield this go-round.
Yes, they load up quickly here at Richfield on the football field. Last year, these two teams played. Dinos fell short to Richfield at home 46-14.
And, you know, that was a tough game, Sonny, and it showcased the style of play we're going to be seeing from Richfield tonight as well, and that is that hardy ground and pound football. That's where Richfield really makes its name. That's where they have made a name for themselves. Well, for as long as this has been a high school, Sonny, that and hard-nosed defense. They are going to send 3, 4, 5 or 6 players each play. You're not going to have any release from the blitz, and that is something the Dinos have struggled with early on in the season. So it's going to be up to those big boys up front to navigate, identify, and pick up those blitzes.
Yes, Richfield, on the offensive side, they run a spread. Most of the time, their defense 3-4. Now on the offensive side, junior quarterback number 4, Cord White. He's thrown for 404 yards passing, 4 touchdowns. Rushed for 273 yards and 3 rushing touchdowns, and he has 3 interceptions. So as you can see, they are solid at the quarterback position.
And we're going to be seeing kind of what we saw last week with Canyon View. We're going to be seeing more of that option threat play. That's where that's the style of football Richfield typically brings that to the field. I don't see them deviating from the norm here.
Right.
But like you alluded to, Cord White, 440 passing yards, 273 rushing yards. He can get it done through the air and on the ground, but he's got a good supporting cast around him. Sophomore running back relative Colt White, 174 rush yards, 4 rushing touchdowns. On the season, he has collected 2 interceptions defensively, so he's one of those two-way players we're going to be seeing a lot of for the Wildcats. And alongside him, you have junior running back Trey Yardley. That's a Sanpete County name if I've ever seen one. 146 rush yards, 1 rush touchdown, and his 46 reception yards, also adding 2 interceptions on the defensive end. So not only does this duo get it done offensively, defensively, they're a real threat.
Yeah, let's go back to Cord White for a second. His favorite receiver, senior number 17, Aiden Olson, 164 receiving yards and 3 touchdowns on the season.
You got to give it to him. That's a pretty good name he has, rocking the Aiden. And he's the only true receiver we really see on this Richfield Wildcat team. He's the only player who has picked up statistics on the offensive side of things who hasn't recorded a rushing yard. He's done an incredible job in being that lone air threat for the Wildcats, and he's someone you're going to have to keep an eye out for.
And on the defensive side, Nash Spell, where's number 84? He's a sophomore, 5 sacks, 7 tackles, playing good.
And, Sonny, you know what is most impressive about Nash Spell? Those 5 sacks have come over 2 games. That is someone who has really come in and wreaked havoc, and his partner on that defensive line, the sophomore wearing number 14, Nugalu Tutufua. 3.5 sacks, 25 tackles, and 5 of those going for a loss. He is a game wrecker, and that's what Richfield really has, is a lot of these young game breakers.
Yes, take a look at the Carbon Dinos. Leading the way, they run a shotgun wing most of the time with 4 returning starters. Defense primarily a 4-2-5 with 5 returning starters on the defensive side for the Dinos. Leading the way, one of the key players, senior tight end number 87, Maddox Wilson.
And Coach and I have talked about this before, and he's had the conversation with Maddox. He's at the point of his career where he's no longer a secret weapon. He is the weapon, and teams have recognized that now that they have film on him. So you're hardly ever going to see Maddox in a situation where he's not covered by 2 or 3 safeties, and that is both a detriment to him statistically, but a benefit for the rest of the team, taking an extra defender away from a man. And that's where they found a lot of success, is in the short passing game. And when you look at who's been commanding that, you got junior quarterback Caden Dunn. He has put on a show this year, Sonny.
5 passing touchdowns, 52% completion, 312 yards so far, and he has stepped in and he's just done a fine job.
That he has, Sonny. He stepped in week of that ALA game after Carter Branch went down with a knee injury in the blue and white game, and he stepped in short notice, and he has picked up and really become a leader of this squad. He's done a lot, and we started to see him. He's developing a little more confidence in the pocket. You're not seeing him drop back nearly as far. You're seeing him start to step up, and he's identifying running lanes. He can get the job done with his legs as well, and that's something that if he can continue to develop that and the defense keeps allowing it, he's going to be able to take major advantage.
And the junior running back number 2, Dexter Packard, running 239 yards, 79.7 yards per game. He's got 2 touchdowns. When he gets to the outside, he gets to the corner, he makes things happen.
No, when he can get that seal on the edge and he can start moving forward, that's when things go very, very well for the young man. And he gets out there very frequently. He's shifty enough that it's hard to tackle him in the first place, but he also packs a lot of strength alongside him, and that causes havoc for defenders who are trying to tackle him up high. He's able to shrug them off and keep running 4 or 5 extra yards. Another player, Sonny, I think we'd be remiss to not mention, Jordan Nichols, back-to-back weeks on the kick return, 90 yards to the house for him. He stepped up in a big way with the injury of Tager Timothy, and he has commanded the special teams unit. Honestly, he's probably one of the most electric players to watch on those kick returns.
He also has 26 tackles, a couple of deflections, 1 rushing touchdown. He's done it all so far this year as Jordan, the senior. And the junior linebacker number 30, Dexton Maurer, 36 tackles. He's got a sack. We say his name a lot on the defensive side of the ball.
That you do, Sonny, and the reason why is because he comes flying in like a heat-seeking missile on these plays. He comes in, and he is laying down the boom every time. That's what makes him such a scary competitor to go against, is he's not afraid of contact. In fact, he loves it. You can tell by the smile and how he jumps up after each play. He is exciting.
Junior defensive end number 71, Andy Kiefer, 11 tackles, 4 sacks. We say his name a lot as well. He can cause havoc on the for the quarterback.
That he can, Sonny, and he gets such a fantastic fire-off on the defensive line, able to work through a variety of pass rush moves to break through that line. He's able to go in and really lay down a hit on the quarterback. He's one of my favorite defensive ends that I've been able to watch over the short time I've been doing Carbon football, but he's just so much fun, Sonny. He plays with endless energy.
So you can listen right here, 95.3 The Peak, where the Dinos play. You can watch. How?
You can watch over on YouTube. Castle Country Radio Carbon is going to be your go-to destination for all things Dino athletics. Alongside that, we're also going to be on the KSL Sports app. Say you don't want to download YouTube on your TV. I get it. Sometimes kids watch weird things on that. You want to keep them away from that. So you can download the KSL Sports app to whatever you have. Amazon Fire Stick, Roku, Apple TV, the whole shebang. You can stream this and so many more games there as well. And the best part of it is, Sonny, the statewide exposure for these kids is what really matters. Being able to showcase the talents of the Castle Country to a larger audience. That's always been our goal here, and I'm glad that we're able to fulfill it.
Absolutely. The Carbon Dinos 2-2, the Richfield Wildcats 3-1. It's homecoming here at Richfield tonight. We'll take a break. When we come back, more of the Landon's Diesel Service pregame show right here, Castle Country Radio.
At Landon's Diesel, they understand the heartbeat of your diesel truck. Whether it's the rig that powers your livelihood or the everyday vehicle that drives your life, the trained technicians at Landon's Diesel are here to keep you rolling. Plus, with 24-hour towing service, support's just a call away, anytime, day or night. Drive into Landon's Diesel for expert care tailored to you and your truck, because when your diesel needs expertise, Landon's Diesel is always here.
At A Perfect Smile, they specialize in transforming your smile with precision and care. From porcelain veneers and dental implants to orthodontics, crowns, and bridges, their expertise covers every aspect of general and cosmetic dentistry. Dr. Jackson and his team are here to address even the most challenging dental concerns, helping you achieve a smile you'll love. Ready for a smile makeover? Call A Perfect Smile today, 637-2100, to schedule an appointment.
Looking for the perfect mattress? We've got you covered. At Bill's Home Furnishings, we have the largest selection of mattresses in eastern Utah, including the highly rated Serta Perfect Sleeper. And when it comes to price, we're competitive with anywhere in the state. But we're more than just mattresses. From quality furniture and home accessories to reliable appliances, we've got everything you need to make your house a home. Stop by Bill's Home Furnishings today, where selection, savings, and service meet. Right here in eastern Utah.
I'm Will Hinckley, number 66. I'm Cole Hinckley, number 72, and you're listening to 95.3 The Peak, where the Dinos play.
Coach, it's always a pleasure to get you on. I appreciate you making time again ahead of game day. Thank you.
Always. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, definitely, Coach. Region season now off and rolling, and I know it's kind of a crucial time of the year. Amazingly enough, as we go into this week's game, we're officially hitting the halfway point of the regular season. That's kind of bizarre to think about. It seems just like yesterday we were talking about the opener, but now we're going into week 5.
I know. I can't believe it's flown by, and that's just I don't think a lot of people understand that. All the preparation goes into only 48 minutes per game, and it does fly by. So it's crazy. We're already at week 5.
Now, before we go back and recap what went down this past Friday, Coach, I do want to get your assessment of kind of that 5-week mark. Because, again, it's crunch time. It's a crucial part of the season. You kind of know what you have now. If you were to take a look at just the improvement and the overall evolution of this team, how happy are you with the progress that you guys have made over the last month and a half?
We've always tried to preach that we want to try to get a little bit better each time, and the 1% philosophy, 1% better every single day. And from where we were at ALA to where we're even before then in summer camp to where we're at now and ending with Canyon View. I hope people just don't look at just scoreboards and things like that. If especially the week-to-week progression from where we were at to Ogden to where we were at Canyon View was night and day. And it's easy to look at, well, you're getting blown out, but to see the progression that these kids are making and the things that we've cleaned up from week to week, I think is really the big triumph. And we just need to just keep putting it together, keep working on things, and eventually those points will come our way.
The fact is, going into week 5, you're 2-2, so you're sitting as a 500 ball club. And I know the old saying is you are what your record says you are, right? Still, when we take a look at being 500 going into week 5, it's not a complete disaster of a season. And I think sometimes we have recency bias. It's hard to get past what just went down this past weekend. But the fact of the matter is, it's a 500 ball club.
Right, and absolutely. And if we do look at things like that, I mean, we were in the red zone 3 times, and we, like I said, just little errors sometimes get in the way of progression, and then unfortunately those little errors turned into turnovers. And but I'm thrilled just what we have as in terms of the athletes and what we're able to put together. I couldn't be happier.
Let's go back and talk about the Canyon View game. I know in just kind of a brief conversation off of the cuff, it's one that your team wants back, right? They would love to play this team again, and that's not a knock on Canyon View, but that does tell me that they found some sort of success at different elements of this game, right? So there were some positives to draw from it, at least in the mind of your players.
Absolutely, and I think that's a credit to our kids. As long as I've never really heard we wish we could have that one back. And I think that just puts more motivation when they do see this team again. Hopefully, maybe it be through this year's state, and definitely marking it for next year as well down in Enoch, down in Cedar City. So we're looking forward to that. And again, we can't take anything back, but if anything, it was a good teaching point, and now we just got to look forward to Richfield.
One of the aspects of the offensive game, Coach, that sometimes gets overlooked, it's red zone visits, right? And in talking with Coach John Famalo at Emory earlier this week, we had a long conversation about red zone visits. And I think typically it's the lower red zone that becomes a problem. The old saying, well, we can move the ball in between the 20s. Well, that field really tightens up when you get inside that 15 or 10-yard line. And it changes things a little bit. Is that something that you guys have had to try to rework maybe as a coaching staff or evaluate, okay, how do we punch this in with 3 trips to the red zone and no scores offensively? What do we got to do different against a defense on a short field? Because it does change.
Oh, 100%. It gets smaller. The margin of error completely diminishes and things like that. And so, yes, just being able to look at certain maybe route combinations that work a little bit better than maybe the midfield or things like that. Running plays are going to be huge and things like that. We really just need to buckle down. And I think a lot of it is the panic factor, to tell you the truth. We get so excited, and the expectation that we've tried to set this year is once we're in that red zone, we score. And I think we just need to let cooler heads prevail and just remember what we do in practice. And it's just the same thing. It's just a different opponent with a different colored jersey, and just remember what we've talked about and just try to execute that.
3 trips inside the red zone mean the elements, the concepts are there, right? The concepts of how you want to move the ball up and down the field are there, and then it becomes executing inside the 20. And again, that's a difficult thing. It's hilarious. It's one of those conversations that I have had with coaches from throughout the state. It's not just here locally. This is something that I have had a conversation with coaches on for years, right? Other coaches from outside this area. How do you execute correctly in the red zone? And it's a big change.
No, it is. It's huge, and I'm sorry to cut you off and just laugh, but it's just the reason of the laughter is just I'm glad others are going through this struggle, so that makes me a little happy. But that's no excuse. I know people are like, "Oh, he thinks it's funny," but we understand that we need to continue to make this a priority. And to continue to work out the kinks and the holes in the armor a little bit, and like I said, get some sort of success while we're going down there.
Again, Coach Nick Milovich of the Carbon Dino football team joining us right now. Coach, I do want to talk about a big positive, and that's been Jordan Nichols. For those who are keeping track at home, that's back-to-back weeks where he has had a 90-plus yard kick return for a touchdown. That's pretty rare air. This does not happen too frequently, and so he has put together a couple of really solid performances, and I know that in close games, special teams can completely flip the momentum, and he has proven that he has the ability to do that, which is a huge weapon.
Absolutely, and we're so thrilled with his willingness to even be on kick return and be able to go out and to perform like that. We're thrilled that we can set up blocks, and that, again, that's a huge credit to Coach Bradley, McCade Bradley, for taking time in practice and really teaching the kids the ins and outs of that. We've seen in years past the Carbon Emory game, Ty Yost was able to take a few to the house and totally change the momentum of the game. And then just looking at this year, Jordan's been able to be that spark for us and just getting everyone re-hyped on the sideline, getting the coaches re-energized, refocused, and it's just been an awesome blessing to have him back there and running.
I'm glad you give a shout out to Coach Bradley. I know that you guys are so limited in practice time throughout the week. Special teams kind of falls third, right, on the pecking order most of the time. It's like we don't talk about special teams an awful lot during our conversations. It's typically offense and defense. But obviously he is doing something correctly as far as setting up the wedge or putting together a scheme that's allowing Jordan to break loose. It shows up in the box score as 1 touchdown for 1 kid, but there are 10 kids responsible for setting up these wedges on kick returns.
Yep, absolutely, and like I said, that we're so thankful that, and I think people get the misconception that being on special teams is a knock when it could just be the total opposite. That there are 3 phases of this game, and special teams is so crucial. And I hope everyone thinking about that, I only play special teams, that could be so far from the truth, everyone, and hopefully there's others listening on that it can be a huge game changer and a morale booster.
Coach, let's fast forward. We'll talk about Friday's game against Richfield. This is a Wildcat team that we know they're always going to be good. It doesn't matter the sport we're talking about. It's a team right now that's 3-1. They've earned wins over Dixie and Desert Peak, and they beat North St. Pete, doubled up the Hawks. We know it's a physical team. We know what they bring to the table, and they also have a very talented quarterback in Cordon White who can not only beat you with his arm, but he can beat you with his legs. So if we shift over to the defensive side of the ball, what has stood out to you guys, and how do you contain a quarterback that is so dual threat in this realm?
No, they're athletic and things like that, and I'm grateful to have played Canyon View because we're kind of in that same ballpark. He loves to use his legs and can. They love that flood play. They'll roll him out one side or the other, and then he gets ultimate decision whether to tuck it and go or throw it. And so we've got to be really aware of that and making sure. If he is going to throw it, he'll always look backside and where everyone's trying to go attack him, and then he'll wait for that opening, and then he'll pull the trigger and go. So they may be young, but they are sure athletic, like you were saying. And so I'm kind of looking at both the Ogden and Canyon View game, and I see the aggression of Ogden in Richfield more defensively, and I see the more dual threat from Canyon View in this quarterback. So luckily we've seen it, and so hopefully we can know how to adjust to it.
Yeah, when you talk about the passing game and the way they're very slick, right, and breaking off these big receptions, proof of that is Aiden Olson. I think right now he's averaging about 13 yards per catch, which is a huge number, right? And a lot of that has to do with the explosiveness of the way they maneuver the passing game, and the quarterback, he is not afraid to take a hit. Yeah,
absolutely. He's a tough kid. Had to play him as a freshman, and he's just bigger and stronger now, and we've definitely got to be ready for him.
What are some of the other things that you guys have prepped for, Coach, if we flip back to the offensive side of the ball, just looking at what you guys may see from Richfield defensively this week?
I'm expecting full-out pressure, and like I said, just being able to fly through the ball, so to the ball. It seemed like we found a few areas where I think we could attack more of the perimeter of the field and things like that. But that's just going to be our willingness to execute blocks. Receivers are going to have to be on their game, especially blocking downfield and sustaining blocks. I think that's the one thing that we definitely need to improve on is we get to the point of attack, and now the next step is just continue to drive until that whistle goes. So hopefully, and again, our offensive line coaches have been wonderful expressing that point, and look for that, especially for this week, because we've got to be on our game. If we don't pick up those rushers, blitzing backers, where we might be in a little bit of trouble.
Well, we know the schedule definitely does not get any easier. On the road against Richfield this week, got to go to Juab next week, North St. Pete, Delta, Manti, Cedar. All these teams are still on the schedule. It's kind of a gauntlet from here on out.
No, it is, and we need to take that in stride, and we hopefully are taking things one game at a time, and it's our job as coaches, especially mine, to keep them focused on the here and now, and try not to hype up the team that it already is. We already know Richfield is great, but we've got to look at it. It's just a royal and red team right across the sides from us, and we need to go attack it as such.
Coach, it's always a pleasure to get you on. I really do appreciate the time. Best of luck in the game tomorrow, and we'll talk again real soon.
Thanks so much, Jordan. Thanks, everyone.
At Landon's Diesel, they understand the heartbeat of your diesel truck. Whether it's the rig that powers your livelihood or the everyday vehicle that drives your life, the trained technicians at Landon's Diesel are here to keep you rolling. Plus, with 24-hour towing service, support's just a call away, anytime, day or night. Drive into Landon's Diesel for expert care tailored to you and your truck, because when your diesel needs expertise, Landon's Diesel is always here.
Carbon High School football on KRPX 95.3 The Peak.
Welcome back. Carbon Dino football here at 95.3 The Peak, where the Dinos play. Richfield won the toss. They deferred. So the Dinos will get the ball first. They will go right to left on your dial. The Dinos wear their blue pants, white jerseys, blue numbers, white helmet tonight. Richfield solid blue with the red stripes. We're ready to go. Back to receive the kick for the Carbon Dinos tonight will be Nichols, and also back number 28, Timothy.
It's good to see Tager
in
the lineup. He has been a missed presence for the Dinos so far this season. Good to see him back on the field, especially when he gives you that two dual threats. Remember, Timothy also has a kickoff return for a touchdown.
Reiser with the kick. It will go to Nichols. He'll fill it at the 10, 15, gets to the 20, 25. Finds a bit of running room. Ball on the ground. Scramble for it. I think the Dinos got it back, but I'm not sure. Richfield says they got it. Let's see.
Well, Sonny, that would be...
And it goes to Richfield.
That's the most unideal way this game could have started for the Dinos. That's not what you want to see early on in the game, especially when you have a chance to try and make something on your first offensive set and things just not going your way.
So a decent return, but the fumble at the end. Richfield recovers. First down for the Wildcats. Ball sitting on the Carbon 30-yard line. They'll break the huddle and come to the line of scrimmage. Two receivers both sides. Shotgun formation for Cord White, the junior quarterback, 6 foot. Once the throws right side, incomplete. Tended out to Wardley in the flat, drops to the ground, second down 10.
And, Sonny, that's a good first stop. Like we talked about in the pregame a little bit, the secondary of the Dinos, especially when it comes to the passing game, has been locked down this season. So that's a group who I would trust in any passing down to try and get themselves off the field.
Same set for Richfield. In the backfield, it's Colton White. Stands at the right side of the quarterback, Cord White. Wants to throw, looks left, now goes between the hash marks, and complete once again. Ball intended for Baldwin. Hit him in the hands and fell through, and complete. Third down and 10 for Richfield.
And you got to give a lot of credit to that linebacking core of the Dinos, Sonny. Look who's in there. Ricky Sandoval. Who else to lay down the hit? Him and Maurer in that second line. There, that's a formidable duo you're facing.
So Richfield comes out, throws 2 passes, incomplete. Third down and 10 for the Wildcats after the fumbled kick. If you're just joining us, Carbon Dino football, 95.3 The Peak, where the Dinos play. Playing Richfield tonight here at Richfield. It's homecoming for the Wildcats. Third down 10. 2 running backs down on each side. The handoff goes up the middle. A little bit of running room, but not much for the ball carrier Yardley. He'll pick up a couple of yards. Going to be fourth down.
And that's what the Dinos needed to do, Sonny. After the turnover, they needed to get out there, and they needed to be able to force a stop, and they do that. Forcing a quick fourth down situation. The thing is, does Richfield go for it here? You've been gifted position. You know, if you turn the ball over on downs, it's going to be as if they received the opening kickoff. So pretty much you're just buying yourself a chance.
Fourth down 7, they will go for it. Trips go to the left side. Single to the right side, shotgun, go left to right on your dial. There's the snap. They'll roll left, wants to throw. Looks out in the flat, has a man through his hands, incomplete. The intended receiver that time for Richfield went right through his hands, and all 3 passes were catchable, but they all fell to the ground incomplete.
Bakua Takakala unable to get his hands on that one, Sonny. And that one wasn't even due to contact. by the Dinos. He just wasn't able to get a hold of it, and the Dinos are going to say, yes, please, and they'll take over at about the 30 or the 27-yard line.
First down and 10. Say that name again.
Fakatuakala.
You're good.
Thank you. I try.
Shotgun formation for the Carbon Dinos. First and 10. Ball sitting on the 26-yard line. There's the snap. Pitch goes to Packard, and he's hit as soon as he gets the ball. Didn't even have a chance to look. I don't know how he held on to it. Second down, a loss on the play of about 7. Second and 17.
And, Sonny, that is the situations where Packard has to try and find some way through. But when you're getting blown up immediately at the line, it's hard to go either left, right, up, down. The only way you're usually finding yourself going in that situation is backwards.
Second down, 17 to go for the Dinos. 10:29 and running here in the first quarter, just underway, tied at 0. Shotgun formation for Dunn. 2 receivers near side. They go right to left. Wants it, though. He's looking that way. Throws down the sideline. Has a man just overthrew him. The intended receiver for the Dinos, he was there, just overthrew him. It had to be a perfect pass. The intended receiver, Finch, and it falls to the ground incomplete, but the pass was right where only a Dino receiver could catch it. No chance of it being intercepted. Third down.
Yeah, he really just didn't have any chance for him to go there, and that causes a lot of havoc if you are a member of the Dinos.
So it's third down. We'll call it 17. Shotgun formation once again. 2 receivers left side. Man in motion. That's Wilson. Goes away from us. Snap to Dunn. He looks that way. Throws it to Wilson. Caught right at the line of scrimmage, but tackled immediately. Good defense by Richfield. It will be a gain of maybe 2, 4th and long, and the Dinos will punt the ball away as Sandoval comes in to kick the ball away for the Dinos.
And, Sonny, it's a tough start to the game when you find yourself in that situation. You force yourself a good, quick turnover on downs after gifting the Wildcats great field position. But after that, unable to do anything with it, unable to establish anything on offense. Now you have to punt the ball away.
Yardley back to receive the kick. Kick goes off the side of the foot of Sandoval, bounces to the 40 and dies at the 41. First and 10 for Richfield. They'll start on the Carbon side of the field for the second time. 2 offensive possessions, both times in Carbon territory. So the field position, definitely a plus for Richfield.
That it is, Sonny, but they're going to need to try and actually make something of it this go-around, because last time they just couldn't find any footing. Balls going right through their receivers' hands, and it makes you wonder, why is Richfield trying to pass the ball when they've established their identity as a run-first team?
First down, 10. Ball sits on the 41 for the Wildcats. 2 receivers, both sides. 2 running backs down on each side of the quarterback. White will hand the ball up the middle. Across the 4-30 down to about the 37-yard line. Pick up a 4 on the play. Second down, Yardley the ball carrier.
And, Sonny, it's just a tough time trying to get the ball moving like that. But they were finally able to establish something on the ground, advancing it 5 yards forward, setting up a 2nd and 5. Much more manageable than what they sound.
Maurer comes up to make the stop. 9:02 left to play, first quarter, tied at 0. Quick screen pass out to the right side, running room, first down. Move the chains, he gets down inside the 25 to the 24-yard line. Nice pickup on the play. Coming up to make the tackle for the Carbon Dinos, that was Crispin. So it will be a first down and move the chains for Richfield.
And those jet screens can be either your best friend or your worst nightmare, depending on what kind of night you're having. Richfield starting things off right on that one, able to get the first down and then a little bit more on top of it.
First down of the ball game goes to Richfield. The ball sitting on the Carbon 24-yard line. Shotgun formation once again for White. Wants to throw. Quick throw out the left side. Caught this time at the 20. Pick up a 4 on the play. The receiver out there makes a nice catch. Turns back into the middle of the field. Picks up about 4. It's going to make it 5. 2nd and 5.
And, anytime you can move yourself up the field like that, you're going to take it. Again, it's not a game of home run plays. You can grit and grind your way downfield, something which Richfield has done throughout the season. You look at their scores throughout the year, especially last week, winning 28-14 against North San Pete. That was a game where, on paper, it looked like it was a lot closer than it was, but North San Pete unable to score until the waning moments of the fourth quarter.
Bryson Barrett on the receiving end that time. The snap's fumbled, pitched outside anyway, and some yardage for Richfield. It's White, the running back, gets down close to the first down. Going to be a couple of yards shy. 3rd down and 2 for Richfield.
And Richfield finding themselves in a short down situation, and when you're a run-heavy team like they are, you can usually find yourselves converting these very easily. The Wildcats looking to try and capitalize on a second red zone opportunity. First go around, unable to do so. The Dinos defense really stiffened up.
Ball sits on the on the 16-yard line. Handoff goes up to middle. It's going to be close for a first down. He fights to fight his way forward. Depends on where they mark it. I think he might have got it on that second effort. Right.
And he's one of those players. He's one of those players, Sonny, we talked about pregame. He can do a lot of damage when you're trying to get into a situation like that, and you want to move the chains. He's going to be your go-to guy.
And then they said first, so they move the chains, and it's a first down for Richfield. First down. Ball sits on the Carbon 14-yard line. Shotgun formation for White. Hands it off once again up the middle to Colton White. White finds a little bit of running room. Maybe a yard, maybe 2. Give him about a yard. 2nd down and 9. Good defense that time by the Dinos.
And a good job by Maurer on that one, wrapping around the wrist, driving backwards, trying to go for a suplex-esque motion to keep things going, able to halt what looks to be a pretty big gain before he arrived on the scene.
2nd down, 9. Shotgun once again, 2 running backs each side for White. He'll hand it ball about the left side to Yardley. Yardley has running room inside the 10, down to the 5, close to the goal line.
You're getting a signal.
Touchdown.
A signal from the backfield official. Not normally one you're going to see on a goal line decision like that, but White Hat makes the call, and that call is going to result in 6 for the Wildcats.
It seemed like any official wanted to signal touchdown there.
Yeah, no one really wanted to make a call on that one, but ultimately someone has to decide whether it is or not, but it goes in favor of Richfield.
Extra point is up. Extra point is good. 5:58 left to play first quarter. It's Richfield 7, the Carbon Dinos nothing when we come back.
Looking for financial solutions? At Cache Valley Bank, they're here to help. Whether you need commercial loans, mortgages, or expert financial advising, they've got you covered. Visit them today on the corner of First West and Main Street. Cache Valley Bank, your partner in financial success.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
You're listening to Carbon Dino Football on the Peak, KRPX 95.3 FM.
Welcome back. Carbon Dino Football 7-0 Richfield with the lead. 5:58 left to play in the first quarter. Good field position after the fumbled kick, but Richfield didn't do anything with it. Then a punt that went off the side of the foot for the Dinos, and Richfield gets good field position again, and they take advantage of it. The second time they lead 7-0, Aiden.
And you got to give a lot of credit to the Dinos defense on that first go-around. They were able to really tighten up despite the tumultuous situation they found themselves facing.
Kick goes into the end zone. The Dinos will come out to the 20-yard line, 1st and 10.
And, you know, it's been an up-and-down game special teams-wise for them. You have the punt off the side of the foot. You have the kick that was muffed. Now you get a touchback. So at least you know you're starting with some pretty okay field position, especially compared to how the last one went.
Right. First down, 10 for the Dinos. Shotgun formation for Dunn. Looks to the right side, throws out quickly over through his intended receiver. Out there was Crespin to make the catch, but a little bit high. Falls to the ground, incomplete, 2nd and 10.
And a lot of teams, like we've talked about throughout the year, Sonny, are trying to find more and more success on that little outside jet screen. It started taking over a few years ago, but now it feels like teams are finally starting to get it figured out. It used to be a major problem, nearly a guaranteed 10 yards each time you threw it, but not so much anymore.
2nd down, 10 yards to go for the Dinos. They break the huddle, come to the line with 2 receivers coming to the near side. Tight end goes to the far side. They go right to left on your dial. Ball sits right in the middle of the hash marks. There's a handoff. So reverse from Packard goes to Timothy. He tries to get back to the line of scrimmage. Not going to do it. Nice defensive play by Richfield coming up to make that play once again.
Vakatuakala.
You say it so good, do I even need to try to say it?
You know, that is a good question. He's a great player, though. He's one of those key players for this Richfield squad, especially on the defensive side. He is just a bloodhound, sniffs out those plays, especially if it's a trick, and he's able to find a lot of success in stopping them.
3rd down, 13 for the Dinos. They come to the line of scrimmage with 5:17 and running. Left to play first quarter, 7-0 Richfield with the lead. Dinos with the ball. 3rd and long, shotgun formation for Dunn. Has one running back standing to the right side, looks that way to the right, throws over the middle. It's caught at the 20-yard line. Nice catch by Crispin, but it's not going to be enough for the first down. It's going to be 4th down to get back to the original line of scrimmage, 4th and 10.
It was really impressive how he was able to high point that ball on the catch. He had to really reach up for that one. A bit of a busted screenplay done, feeling the pressure of the defensive line collapsing around him, makes the right move, throws it out of the pocket to an open receiver, gets him back to the original line, but not much further.
Sandoval on to punt the ball away for the Dinos. There's the snap, the kick partially blocked. It goes to the 35-yard line and bounces out of bounds at the 37. And once again, Richfield will have great field position on the Dinos side of the field for the 3rd straight time.
That they will, Sonny. They have just really taken over defensively. And we talked about that. That's their identity. Defensively, they're going to be hard-nosed. Offensively, they're going to be running the ball. They're a ground-and-pound group. The Dinos just have struggled on special teams, and that's gifted Richfield incredible field position. I don't think we've seen them start out in their own territory at all. They're always starting near their own end zone.
1st down, 10 for Richfield in the shotgun formation for Cord White, the quarterback. Running backs down to the right side. They go left to right. Quick throw out into the flat. Ball caught at the 30-yard line down to the Carbon 26. Enough for a 1st down and move the chains. Trey Yardley with the catch and a 1st down for Richfield.
And now that Richfield's offense is clicking, Sonny, it goes back to our old adage with our good friends, the Wildcats here in Richfield. They're going to run that score up early on in the game. They're going to build up a massive lead first, second quarter. And after that, that's when they're going to start coasting, not putting those starters back in until they need to. And we're kind of starting to see the beginnings of that.
Shotgun formation, 2 receivers both sides. There's the reverse. It goes to Yardley again. He breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle down to the Carbon 15, still on his feet, fights his way down to the 13. Timothy comes up to make the stop, but not before a 1st down for Richfield and move the chains again in the red zone.
And you know what's been nice, Sonny, from my perspective at least, is that every time they run for a 1st down, I don't have to worry about changing the scoreboard, and that saves me a whole lot of time. But the Wildcats, again, just clicking, grounding, and pounding. They go outside, inside. They're hard to stop, and that's a theme we've seen with Carbon throughout the season, is they struggle to stop that run, especially if the offensive line is good at making that first contact, the big first oomph.
Shotgun formation, 3:37 running, 7-0 Richfield. Wants to throw, throws right side, incomplete. Nice defensive play that time by the Carbon Dinos to knock that ball to the ground.
And Wilson and Kiefer both collapsing in. Looked like they were trying to go for a screen pass of some kind. You saw the running back peel out along that right side, starting to drive up just a little bit, but the defensive collapsed that pocket almost immediately, halted any opportunity to get the ball out unscathed, and it forces a 2nd down.
Incomplete pass stops the clock, 3:32 left first quarter. 2nd down, 10 yards to go, ball sitting on the Carbon 14-yard line. Shotgun formation once again for White. White hands the ball off up the middle. This time it's White. Colton White, the ball carrier, picks up about 3rd and 7 for Richfield.
And yeah, they're just really doing a good job of running that ball, Sonny. They're hard to stop when you get in that range. They just continue to pound and just wear you down. Their offensive line fires off so aggressively that you just can't stop them.
Timothy on the stop for the Dinos. 3rd down, 7. Handoff, nothing doing. Stopped back in the backfield. Great defensive play that time by the Dinos. Coming up to make that play, number 85 for Carbon.
Brody Collins making the play on that one. He comes flying in, Sonny. Brings him down. No regard for human life. A little spin cycle action before he hits turf.
4th down and 12. That's good play that time by the Dinos. They controlled the line of scrimmage on that last play.
That they did, and that's what they need to do in these situations. If they can control the line of scrimmage, things are going to start paying off for them.
Spread, trips to the left side, double to the right side. Shotgun formation once again for White. 2:19 and running left to play first quarter. Wants to throw on 4th down. Throws between the hash marks. Caught. Down to the 10. 5 and a touchdown. Making that catch is Aiden Olson.
And we talked about him in the pregame, Sonny. He's the one true receiving threat on this team, but that yellow piece of fabric does come flying out.
Yep. Flag on the field. We'll see if the touchdown stands. If it does, 16-yard touchdown pass.
It's not in the range of a hold, though, unless it's upfield. So it's going to be an interesting call to see what the officials make.
It is holding against Richfield. So that is going to bring that touchdown back.
And holding calls are always unfortunate, Sonny. But what's even worse is when they impact your team like that. Spot foul, pushing them back a little bit, taking 6 more from off the board.
The hold is back only down to the 1-yard line, but the hold is probably why he got into the end zone, because he went at an angle to the corner and got into the end zone. The hold brings the ball back to the 10-yard line, and it will be 4th down and about 7 for Richfield. So we'll see what happens here.
And about an identical set to what they found themselves in, trying to get it in on that first 4th down conversion attempt. Now they're just trying to find that same magic again. Another thing about Richfield, Sonny, this is a team who is excellent when it comes to execution. They know where they need to go. They play great assignment football, offensively, defensively. They're just sound in their fundamentals.
4th down, 6. Whitehead having a discussion with Richfield on the sidelines here.
And Coach Thorson out there pleading his case, Sonny. Definitely a little bit confusing from a head coach's perspective. I can understand, but we have kind of more of that aerial vantage point to see the call.
4th down. Ball sits on the 10-yard line.
Again, 10 yards out, Sonny. Now that Richfield has started to be able to grasp that ball more than they were able to on that first drive, it's made all the difference in the world for the Wildcats.
They have to get to the 4. They don't have to score a touchdown here. 4th down, shotgun formation once again for White. White has 1 running back. It's Colton White sitting to the left side. 2 receivers on the left side as well. Shotgun formation. He'll go that way. Rolls out. Still looking. Throws knocked away by Wilson. And a flag comes in late.
They're going to call that a pass interference. That is such a ticky-tack call, Sonny. He's in motion. He swats the ball down. Both players still in motion, and they're going to flag that. That's soft.
We have a dead ball personal foul against Carbon.
Now,
wait a minute. It was after the play, so it will be Carbon football.
I still don't.
It's a dead ball after the play, but I don't like that call.
No, I don't like that one bit, Sonny. That is a soft call. They're both in momentum. It's not an egregious move by Wilson to do it. It's a bump and grind. He's bringing his arms down. Naturally, you're going to lunge a little forward. I don't get the rationale behind the call, Sonny. I really don't.
Either way, it's the Carbon Dino football because it was a dead ball after the play, so Carbon will have it 1st and 10. Ball will sit on the 7-yard line after the penalty. So the Dinos keep possession because of the dead ball. 1st down, 10. Shotgun formation for the Dinos. 2 receivers come to the near side. Packard in the backfield with Dunn in the shotgun formation. Takes to Packard, throws out in the flat, incomplete. 2 receivers in the area, right between them, falls to the ground. 2nd down and 10 for the Dinos. Minute 59 left to play in the first quarter, and we got a 7-0 game.
And they're trying to run that mesh concept, Sonny, get the defensive backs to rub off each other, opening up one of them, just unable to get the execution on it. The concept was there.
Clock stop with the incomplete pass, making it 2nd and 10 for the Dinos. Beautiful night. There is hardly a cloud in the sky here. It was raining earlier, as they told us when we got here, but weather's turned out really nice. No wind. Supposed to be a little windy tonight, but right now it's perfect.
And the Red Rocks of Richfield right behind us. It's just a beautiful scene.
Yep. We'll have some scores from around the state for you here in a few minutes. We have a whistle and a flag, and it's going to be delay against the Dinos.
And in a situation like this where you're sitting on your own 9-yard line, you're really not going to be able to afford a penalty like that. It's just, that's an undisciplined play. Those are the kinds of penalties you want to avoid if possible.
So instead of a 2nd and 10, you're going to have a 2nd and about 14.
Coach Milovich shaking his head on the sideline. I can't necessarily blame him, Sonny. Not the kind of call you want to be seeing.
Shotgun for Dunn. Quick pitch goes to Packard over the right side. He has running room. Gets up across the 10 to about the 12-yard line. Nice little pickup on the play for the Dinos. Make it 3rd down. Get him away from that goal line. They're going to mark it on the 12-yard line, so it'll be 3rd down and about 5, maybe 6 for the Dinos.
That's much more manageable than what they were facing. A good call by Coach Milovich there to go for that outside pitch. He knows on that right side of the line you're able to get that seal. Thanks to Cole Hinckley, the senior lineman, able to pin that shoulder, drive in, open up a lane for Packard, pick up about 7.
2 receivers come to the near side, 2 to the far side. Ball sits far hash mark. Dinos go right to left on your dial. Shotgun formation for Dunn. Receives the snap. Throws between the hash marks. Incomplete. Ball was intended for Finch, and he had it. But a good defensive play by Richfield right after he caught the football, made contact, knocked it away. 4th down. The Dinos will have to punt from their own end zone.
Bridger Dameron and Trey Yardley putting a spin cycle on Crespin on that one. Just unable to get a hold of it afterwards. Now we got to hope the Dinos special team woes don't continue. You want to pin them at least at the 50.
Minute 12 left to play. There's the snap and the kick. Nice kick this time by Sandoval. It's going to be fielded at the 45-yard line. Breaks one tackle, goes back the other way, and then he's brought down at the 43. Good coverage by the Dinos. Crespin finishes it off for the Dinos, and it'll be 1st and 10 for Richfield. Ball sitting on the 40, where are they going to mark it? 42-yard line, 1st and 10 on the Dino side again, though, for the 4th time.
And like you mentioned, excellent punt coverage by the Dinos on that go around, and an even better kick. They finally were able to break that special team slump, pinning them at the like you said, about the 42-yard line. What really impressed me was they just didn't lose Yardley. They kept forcing him left and right instead of north and south, and that paid them dividends.
Shotgun formation for Richfield. Once again on the Carbon side of the field, there's a handoff up the middle, finds some running room, 40, 35-yard line, pickup of about 7, 2nd and 3. Coming up to make the stop is Nichols for the Dinos. It'll be 2nd and 3.
And Nichols, like we talked about, he is a hard-hitting linebacker when he gets the chance, leads the team in tackles, able to come up with an extra one there.
Yep.
Colt White, though, running all up the middle. He has been an excellent power back for the Wildcats so far tonight.
Only a sophomore.
And that's what's scary about this Richfield team, Sonny. You look through the lineup, you're seeing a lot of sophomores, a lot of juniors, very few seniors. And, that's scary, especially when you're a well-coached team like Richfield.
Cord White, the quarterback, the junior. Quick throw out to the outside. Ball caught on that little screen pass, but nothing doing. No gain on the play. Beautiful defense by the Dinos. 1, 2, 3, 4 players in to make the stop. It's going to be 3rd down, and we will call it about 3, no gain on the play.
And after the down, Nichols looked like he had stripped the ball away, but ref blew his whistle before he could get full possession of it. And that's the end of the first quarter, Sonny. It has flown by for us here in Richfield. Very run-heavy game so far. Minimal clock stoppage as we head into quarter number 2.
Absolutely. Quarter number 1 in the books. It's Richfield 7, Carbon nothing when we come back.
At Castle Country Vet, they believe every pet deserves a touch of love and expert care. You can trust Dr. Harmer and Dr. Kelly. They're not just veterinarians, but passionate pet lovers, dedicated to nurturing your furry friends like family. From routine checkups to emergency interventions, you and your pet will experience compassionate, professional care every step of the way. Let Castle Country Vet help your pets lead the happiest, healthiest lives. Call Castle Country Vet today, 637-5797, because love is a 4-legged word.
I'm Will Hinckley, number 66. I'm Cole Hinckley, number 72, and you're listening to 95.3 The Peak, where the Dinos play.
Welcome back to Carbon High School. 1 quarter in the books, Aiden. The score 7-0 in favor of Richfield. The whole first quarter was played on the Carbon side of the field.
That it was.
And it's only 7-0.
And that is what is making it most impressive. The defense of the Dinos has blown me away.
Yes.
It's one of those situations where if you're Richfield, you feel like you need to take your points where you can, kick a few of those field goals when you're within the 10. They just haven't done that, and as a result, they're only up 7 despite a plethora of scoring opportunities.
White hands it off to Yardley, the man in motion. A little jet sweep comes to the left side. Finds some running room. Close to the first down marker. They blow the whistle. It will be a first down. And then a late flag comes in once again.
And White just unable to get that outside shoulder on the block, but the flags continue to fly, Sonny. As the refs huddle near midfield.
The referee threw one flag, and then I think he's calling 2 fouls here.
Oh, boy, Sonny.
Because he kind of flinged his arm like he was going to throw another flag, so we'll see what.
Typically in those situations, you see them throw their hat.
Yeah. I think that's what they were trying to say there, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Going to call a personal foul and a sideline warning. 2 calls against the Dinos, and the coaching staff just not happy at all. And I can't blame them, really. This is a region game. This is something where you're going to expect the intensity to be a little bit higher, but this is the most fabric we've seen thrown throughout the air throughout the whole season so far, Sonny.
So they had the first down on the play, but then 15 yards moves it further down the field, so it will be first down for Richfield, and they are in the red zone, I believe.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to be right in that realm, Sonny.
15-yard line, first down.
And inside the red zone, but Richfield has struggled with execution in this realm. When they get inside this part of the Dinos' territory, this is where the offense kind of teeters out.
Handoff goes up the middle. Nothing doing. Maybe a yard on the play. Nice defensive play by the Dinos. Coming up to make that stop was Rudin.
J.J. Rudin making first contact, firing off hard off the line, finding his gap beautifully. Now, when you're a defensive lineman, you don't want to shoot your gaps because a lot of plays are designed to catch you in that bad habit, drive you back, and open up a hole. Well, he stayed fundamentally sound, gets into his gap. He doesn't fly upfield. He's able to stick there, fend off a block, and bring down the back.
No gain on the play. Second down, 10 for Richfield. Really impressed with the Dino defense so far tonight. 11:15 left to play. There's the snap. Wants to throw between the hash marks. Caught in the end zone for a touchdown. Nice throw that time for Richfield. White with the throw. Hits his favorite target, Aiden Olson, from about, 15 yards out?
15 yards.
13-0.
Yeah, 15 yards out on that play, Sonny. Able to find him on that slant route. It's an oh-so-effective route, and the thing about it is it's so simple of a concept. Goes back to that mesh. You just want the backs to run off each other, and it opens up at least one receiver, and both times so far it has been Olson.
Extra point good. And with 11:10 left to play in the first half, it's Richfield 14, Carbon Dinos nothing when we come back.
At Clean Cut Roofing and Siding, they believe every home deserves to look its best. Since 2003, Clean Cut Roofing and Siding has been transforming homes and businesses with precision and care, ensuring your peace of mind with every shingle and siding panel installed. Whether you're updating an old look, repairing storm damage, or bringing life back to your storefront, trust them to handle every detail. Visit cleancutroofingsiding.com to schedule your free consultation. Clean Cut Roofing and Siding, where quality meets craftsmanship.
You're listening to Carbon Dino Football on the Peak, KRPX 95.3 FM.
Welcome back. 11:10 left to play first half. Richfield 14, Carbon Dinos nothing. Homecoming here for Richfield tonight. Dinos on the road. Game number 5. The Dinos coming in tonight 2-2 on the season. Richfield coming in at 3-1, and there's the kick. It's a bouncer picked up for the Dinos at the 10-yard line. Here comes Nichols, 15-20, comes the far side, coming up to make the stop. For Richfield is Olsen. He just caught the touchdown pass, and he makes a good play on coverage, and it'll be first down for the Dinos with 11:03 left, down 14.
And it looked like they had been watching their film on Nichols, Sonny, because they did not want him to get ahead of steam behind him. They were able to bring him down fairly quickly, and because of that, they stopped what looks to be a much bigger game. But the Dinos starting where we've seen them start oh so often at about the 20-yard line.
First down, ball sits on the 20-yard line for the Carbon Dinos. They break the huddle, come to the line of scrimmage. Two receivers go to the far side for the Dinos. Shotgun formation for Dunn. Packer stands to the right side. Handoff goes to Packer. He follows Wilson and has some running room across the 25 to the 30, and that's going to be enough for a first down to move the chains for the Dinos. First down of the ball game for Carbon.
And that's what Packer does oh so well, Sonny, is he is able to be that spark plug that the Dinos need offensively. If he can get going, he can really open up the passing game, because when you become one-dimensional, the defense is going to key off that. If they stop the run and they know you're going to pass downs 1 through 3, it's just a disaster for you play calling wise. So being able to break out of that early here in the second quarter, you got to love it.
First down 10 for the Dinos. Shotgun once again for Dunn. Fakes the handoff, wants to throw, throws out in the flat to Wilson, makes the catch, flag comes in. Wilson makes the catch, but he's hit immediately for no gain, but we'll see what the flag is.
Based on what that contact was, Sonny, I think it's going to be a personal foul. Roughing the passer on that one. Dunn takes a hit after the ball is out of his hand. Well, you got to give it to him. I may not agree with these calls, but they are calling it both ways. That's what matters most in officiating, is that consistency. So the Dinos get a gift.
15-yard penalty for the Dinos. That'll be a first down. Moves the ball up to the 46-yard line.
And the Dinos furthest downfield that they've been able to make it all game, Sonny, as they rapidly approach the 46-yard line, about to break into Wildcat territory.
The whole game so far has been played on the Dinos side of the field, so trying to get to the Richfield side for the Carbon Dino shotgun formation. Two receivers come to the near side. Handoff goes up the middle to Packard. Tries to find some running room. There's nothing there. 1, 2, 3, 4 Richfield defenders coming in to make the stop. Led by number 8 for Richfield. That's Luke Wardley. No gain, 2nd and 10.
And it took all 4 of them, Sonny, to bring down Packard. He pinballs off the initial contact like a bumper, and he finds a little bit of running room, but before he can make a burst of speed forward, he's brought down.
2nd down, 10 for the Dinos. 9:56 left to play first half, 14-0.
And Carbon needing to find momentum in a bad way right now, 14-0. But Richfield has had 2 more chances in the red zone. You got to give props to the defense of the Dinos. Stout unit we've seen tonight.
2 receivers go to the left side. Ball sits right hash mark. Throw between the hash marks is caught for across the 50 in Richfield territory for the first time today. We get down to the 46-yard line. Making that catch for the Carbon Dinos is Weston Holm.
The sophomore getting involved, Sonny. That's what I like about Coach Milovich. He's not afraid to experiment. He's not afraid to plug and play players. Holm, someone we didn't see weeks 1 through 4, but stepping up now on the varsity level for a nice gain of 7.
Ball sits 47, 3rd and 3. Ball sits on the far hash mark. Dinos go left to right. 2 receivers come to the near side towards us. Shotgun formation for Dunn. Quick pitch goes to Packer. He's going to try to bring it around the right side. Tries to pick up that 3 yards. Going to fight his way. First down to the 40, down to the 35-yard line, and what a run for Packer to move the chains for the Carbon Dinos.
And that's what makes him dangerous, Sonny. He keeps the legs churning. He refuses to go down. 4 defenders on him. They needed a 5th and a 6th, but not before. Packard getting about 10 yards on the play and advances for another Dino first down, inching closer and closer to the promised land.
Yeah, he was stopped for a loss, but he didn't give up. He kept those legs moving. First down for the Dinos. Ball sitting on the Richfield 34-yard line. They come to the line of scrimmage once again with 2 receivers to the near side. The ball sits near hash mark. Dinos left to right. Dunn. Once again, hands off up the middle of the running play for the Dinos. Pickup of 3.
Nichols on that one, Sonny. They're running a bit of a running back by committee, trying to get anything going right now. Packard sets the tone, but you have several other backs behind him who are able to push that ball forward as well. Nichols, a prime example of that.
Pickup of 3, 2nd and 7. Dunn comes to the sideline, gets the play from Coach Milovich, now back out on the field. 7:53 and running left to play. First half, 14-0. First time the ball has been on the Richfield side the entire game. Trips come to the near side, and that should have been a penalty. That should have been a dead ball, I think, but they let the play go, and the pass is caught by Wilson. Pickup of 3 on the play, but there's a flag, and it's going to be against the Dinos.
It is fall
definitely
in that
movement.
And those procedure penalties are killer, especially when you finally have momentum on your side. You've marched the ball downfield, setting it up in your own territory finally. But these procedure penalties are killers on drives. That and holds are the 2 ones that can really drive you back the most.
So I'll take the 5-yard penalty, move it back to the 46-yard line. The ball sits on the 46. 2nd down. We'll call it 12 for the Dinos.
And, you know, it could have been much worse on that play. Still facing a regular about 2nd and 12, a situation we've seen the Dinos overcome plenty of times.
Clock stop with 7:35 left to play first half. Dino football, 95-3, the Peak where the Dinos play. 14-0 Richfield with the lead. Dinos moving the football. Fake to Packard. Dunn wants to throw down the right side. Has a man open. Caught! Down at the 16-yard line. Holm brings another one in, and he came into the game, and he's made his presence known, move the chains on a first down for the Dinos.
And, Sonny, that was not just a toe tapper. It was a chest tapper. Gets both feet down inside. Nearly loses the ball trying to make sure that he's in bounds, but grabs a hold of both and brings up a big Dinos first down. Sets him up at the 17-yard line.
Timeout, Richfield. 7:26 left to play in the first half, 14-0, and the Dinos are in the red zone.
And they're just marching down the field, Sonny. I love what I've seen from the Dinos this drive, a fair balance of pass and rush, and they've executed very well. That's been the thing. The offensive line, you got to give a lot of credit to them. Originally, they were getting driven back on those first 2 drives, but Andy Kiefer, Ben Stewart, Will Hinckley, J.J. Rudin, and Cole Hinckley have all picked up the intensity, and they have played to near perfection.
Now, the Dinos at home the last couple of weeks, on the road here at Richfield tonight, homecoming and everything, and the Dinos playing a good first half of football, down 14-0. You know, like you said, the whole game has been played on the Dinos side of the field. Richfield had many opportunities, and the Dino defense had Richfield's offense turn the ball over on downs, so it could be much worse than 14-0.
Yeah, 2 red zone opportunities to turn to naught for the Wildcats. The Dinos defense unrelenting in those situations as they continue to march downfield offensively, now finally breaking into the Wildcat side of the field.
Put some touchdown here, and it's a 1-possession game. There's the handoff, goes to Packard. Makes a little move, but there's nowhere this time. Nice defensive play by Richfield coming up to make that tackle. Once again, Luke Worley.
And it's a
2nd and 12. Sorry, Aiden.
Oh, it's a concept we've talked about all year, Sonny. Gang tackling. One makes contact, the rest follow to bring down a back, a receiver, whoever it may be. The Dinos throughout the season have executed it very well, but Richfield also applying that same school of thought. Every time you see initial contact made, not soon after do you see about 3 or 4 Wildcat defenders in the area as well trying to bring them down.
Trips come to the right side, the near side. Ball sits right in the middle between the hash marks. Dunn looks that way. Steps up in the pocket. Throws into the end zone to Wilson. Incomplete. Wilson was trying to get to the ball with a good defense that time by Richfield. On the play was Briggs Mullen.
And Mullen,
he just wouldn't let him get to the ball.
No, he does a good job. It's like the coaches want you to do in basketball. You're playing defense with your feet and not your hands. At any given moment, if he would have reached out and grabbed Wilson, try and yank him around, that would have resulted in a penalty flag being thrown for pass interference. But he plays it straight up. He keeps his hands up, and he just plays with his feet, shuffling along with Wilson. A little bump and grind here and there, but that's just part of the play. A great defensive stand by the Wildcats.
3rd down, 12 for the Dinos. 2 receivers go to the far side. Shotgun formation for Dunn. Packers on the left side, man in motion. Fake to the man in motion. Dunn with the little screen pass to Wilson, but nothing doing. Nice defensive play.
Monty Baldwin flies in
beautiful.
Off the edge. The senior cornerback brings down Wilson for a loss. A big 3rd down play goes south for the Dinos at a time when you really wish it could have gone a little forward, set up a field goal for them. But they're going to keep the offense on the field, matching Richfield's strategy in the red zone when it comes to 4th down opportunities.
Well, the play worked. Just a good defensive play. They let the rush come in. They converted on the pass play, but it's a good defensive play.
A good offensive play matched by a great defensive one.
Shotgun formation for the Dinos. 4th down, 15. Throw to Wilson. The ball comes loose and an incomplete pass falls to the ground, and Richfield will take over on downs. It looked like they were going to try that little hook and ladder play.
Yeah, and Wilson makes contact with the ball, throws it up. Luckily, didn't have full contact of it before he did, or else that would have been a sure 6 for the Wildcats on the fumble recovery. But I don't know, running right behind him to try and make a tackle. Cole Hinckley nearly brings him down off his own momentum, driving forward, but an unfortunate end to an excellent drive by the Dinos.
So 5:51 left to play first half, and it's a 14-0 Richfield lead. The Dinos get down in the red zone, and they come up empty, but that was a good drive for the Dinos. They moved it right down the field. That 5-yard penalty kind of hurt the Dinos, put them behind the chains there.
That it did. Looking at our sister station, KOAL, 107.3 FM and 750 AM. Midway through the second quarter, Union up 12-0 over the Spartans.
We'll take a look at some scores from around the state here in a minute. Shotgun formation, man in motion. Incomplete on that quick little screen pass to the right side. Falls to the ground. 2nd down and 10. Aiden, you got some scores for us from around the state?
Yeah, looking at some scores, Sonny. Beaver up 21-0 over Millard, suffering their first loss of the season last week to Duchesne. 24-23, looking to bounce back for the defending champions. The game of the week for the 3A classification, one we've all been looking forward to. Cedar and Manti, the 2 region front runners, 2 presumed state title front runners right now, deadlocked at 14 apiece at the end of one. South Sevier up 13-0 over ALA, and Gunnison Valley and Parowan tied at 0.
Here, 14-0 Richfield. Shotgun formation once again for White. Hands the ball off. Colton White. He'll find a little bit of running room, but good defense by the Dinos.
And
it's going to be 3rd and long.
And that's where they found a lot of their best plays has been on the defensive side, Sonny. That's where we've seen a lot of success from Carbon. We talked about it pregame. I really like what I saw from their defensive secondary coming into this game. I wanted the rest of the unit to match that intensity, and so far they have done that in spades. 2 red zone stops, crucial in keeping this one only a 14-0 affair.
3rd down, 6. Richfield with the ball on their own 26-yard line. 6 yards to go. Shotgun formation. Trips come to the near side. Here's the quick pitch. They go that way to the strong side of the field. There's a broken tackle still on his feet. It's White, and he'll break it down to the 40, 30. It's a foot race. 20, 15, 10, 5, and a touchdown.
Well, Sonny, it goes back to what we talked about on the Dinos' last drive. Sometimes a good offensive play is met by a great defensive play. Sometimes a good defensive play is met by a stellar offensive one as White ping-pongs around a pool of defenders, spins out, and has the breakaway speed to go all the way for 6.
75 yards, making it 20-0. Looked like he was stopped. Kept those feet going. When you're a running back and you got to keep those feet going, extra point is up and no good.
And the Dinos they had the right personnel in the right place, but White able to break away from it all, put out the noise, keep the legs turning like you said, and burst to the end zone.
We'll take a break with 4:55 left first half. It's Richfield 20 and the Carbon Dinos nothing.
Discover peace of mind with Don's Hometown Insurance, now even closer to home at their new location, 58 West Main Street in Price. Connect directly with friendly agents ready to tailor a package just for you. Imagine bundling your home, auto, and life insurance, simplifying your life while maximizing your savings. Experience personalized service designed to protect what matters most to you. Visit Don's Hometown Insurance today and feel the difference.
Carbon High School football on KRPX 95.3 The Peak.
Welcome back. 4:55 left to play in the first half, and with Castle Valley Orthodontics halftime show coming up, Aiden. Good run that time by White, 75 yards. Kind of break this game open a little bit. The Dinos had a chance to cut it to one possession, got in the red zone, couldn't convert. Richfield gets the ball back on a big play, and it's now 20-0 like that.
And Sonny, I still don't know how he was able to pull that off. There was some magic in that run.
Nichols and Timothy back to receive the kick for the Carbon Dinos. There's the kick. It's going to go to Timothy. He'll field it on the 2-yard line, 5-10. 15-20. Comes towards us on the right side, across the 25-yard line, and the Dinos will start there 1st and 10.
And it takes a pantheon of Wildcat defenders to bring him down. He shrugs off one tackle, beats off another, and then about 7 or 8 Wildcats all swarm around him, finally halting the return. But the best starting field position of for the Dinos this game so far, Sonny, starting at the 35-yard line. That's what they need to do. They need to establish themselves in these situations, build up a good positioning off the kickoff, because the special teams unit up until early in this game had been lights out. A few goofs and gaffes throughout have set up Richfield with some good plays and some poor field position for the Dinos, but now finally starting to break out of that slump.
1st and 10 on the 25-yard line for the Carbon Dino. Shotgun formation. 2 receivers come to the near side. Dinos go left to right. Handoff goes to Packard, and he's hit in the backfield. It'll be 2nd down, probably a loss of 3, it looks like, so 2nd down, 13.
And when you watch Richfield, Sonny, you can tell that these are players who have spent the summer in the weight room.
Yeah.
We walked around the sideline a little bit before the game started, and these guys are just jacked. It's a little scary, honestly. What are they putting in the water down here?
Clock running, 4:20 left to play.
Mainly because, Sonny, that's our water. They're taking it.
First half. 2nd down, 13 for the Dinos. Ball sits on the 22 after the loss of 3. Shotgun formation. Ball sits on the near hash mark. 3 receivers to the near side. Wilson in the slot on the far side. Dunn wants to throw. Steps up in the pocket. Throws. Caught by Wilson coming across the field. That little slant. He hits him for a gain on the play of about 5, it looks like. It's going to be 3rd down.
I think the biggest thing about Dunn that's impressed me throughout the season, Sonny, is his decision-making has gotten so much better. Early on, we saw him go for a few ill-advised deep balls, but now he's really focused on the game plan, getting the ball, making a quick read, and delivering the dime to a receiver 2 or 3 yards down the field. They just need to be able to string that together without any losses.
Gain of 3 to get it back. That they lost, it'll be 3rd and 10. Pitch goes around the left side to Timothy. And he tries to get back to the line of scrimmage, gets up to the 30-yard line. It'll be 4th down. We'll call it about 5 for the Carbon Dinos. Pick up a 5 on the play with 3:10 left to play in the first half and a timeout called by Richfield.
And you know, when it gets close to the end of the first half, you want to start using those timeouts a little more, especially when you have an opportunity to try and put yourself up by a 4th score. You're up 3 right now. They want to keep on moving forward. This is a good way to stop that clock from moving, because the Dinos probably were going to milk it on that punt, especially with it being a run. Let it tick down 2-3 seconds, then boot it. Limit the offensive opportunity for Richfield. Wisely, Coach Thorson calls the time.
Packed house here at Richfield tonight. We have people, the stands are full. We have people sitting around the end zones in lounge chairs. It is a packed house here tonight and a beautiful night for football Pleasure. It's just awesome to be here, isn't
It's gorgeous, Sonny. You know, if you looked at Football Town USA right now, Richfield USA would be the picture that comes to mind. Homecoming night, brisk September wind blowing, just keeping us a little cooled off. I wouldn't ask for any different conditions.
So we got fourth down for the Dinos. Fourth down. It's third down. Excuse me. No, it's fourth down. Fourth down and 5. There we go. They got it fixed. Fourth down and 5. Shotgun formation for Dunn.
Timeout called, trying to draw him off sides on that one.
Yep.
And it's a wise move. I definitely recommend, why not try it? You have a timeout to burn. You have 2 more left. It's okay to try and run one of those plays to get him to jump off sides. But as always, Richfield, a very disciplined group of young men. They're hard to bait. And right there, Carbon holds, Richfield holds, no change in yardage, no flags fly. Instead, still just another 4th and 5 for the Dinos.
Castle Valley Orthodontics halftime show. We'll look at some scores from around the state. We'll take a look at the region, see how we're sitting, talk about the Dino schedule coming up, so don't go anywhere.
Well, Sonny, I'll give you a preview of what the Dino schedule is coming up. It's tough.
Yes.
This region is very, very strong. Lots of state championship contenders in the region field.
Trey Yardley back at the 35 to receive the kick. It's a nice kick this time. And a hit at the 45, bounce at the 40, down at the 39. First down, Richfield. 3:01 left to play in the first half. They will have the ball on their own 39-yard line.
And it was a beautiful booming kick there for the Dinos. Even gets the lucky bounce at the end, advancing it 5 yards further before being downed by Carbon. Now Richfield, a longer way to march. And when you're a run-heavy team like they are, 3 minutes can go a lot more quickly than you might expect.
So it's 1st and 10 for Richfield. Ball sitting on their own 39-yard line, up 20-0 with 3:01 left to play first half. Sonny Buscarini, Aiden Mortensen bringing you the action here on 95.3 The Peak where the Dinos play. Live from Richfield. We'll tell you a little bit about how you can watch after this play. Wants to throw. White out of the pocket. Comes left side. Across the 35, 40, gets out of bounds. Stops the clock up to the 44, pickup of 5 on the play.
And he's a true dual threat, Sonny. We haven't seen him use his legs much in the game, typically sticking in the pocket before making a throw while stationary. Finally deciding to use those legs, advancing the ball forward, wisely getting out of bounds before he could be laid a hit on by Andy Kiefer, who is flying right his direction.
If you're listening on 95.3 The Peak where the Dinos play, Aiden's going to tell you how you can watch our broadcast as well.
Yeah, we got a live video stream available over on YouTube at Castle Country Radio Carbon. You can watch it live and on demand, so if you miss a game, you can go back, watch it. Also on the KSL Sports app.
Shotgun formation for White. Steps back in the pocket, now steps up, throws down between the hash marks, tipped away. Had a receiver there, but a nice play by Carbon to knock that ball away. That was Timothy. Intended receiver was Yardley.
And an excellent read by Timothy,
Single
sticking it in
coverage.
the face. And again, going back to what we talked about earlier, playing defense with his feet and not his hands. He's not grabbing for jerseys. He's not trying to bump him off course. He stays straight up, bats the ball away, forces the incompletion and the 3rd down.
Big play here, 3rd down. The Dinos could get the ball back before the half.
And only
they can stop him here on 3rd down.
And only 15 seconds of game time ticking away over the course of this drive so far.
White throws out in the flat, has a man at the 50-yard line, 1st down. Move the chains. Nichols makes the stop, but not before a pickup of about 10. Move the chains in the 1st down.
And an easy slanted out route, usually a defense killer, especially when you're running a zone. You can find a lapse in it and exploit that to the highest extent. Results in a 1st down for the Wildcats.
Nash Bell with the catch. Move the chains in the 1st down. 2:39 left to play.
Richfield finding more life after a near 3 and out.
Wants to throw again. Steps up in the pocket, down the right sidelines, diving catch. Did he come up with it? No. Referee said it hit the ground. Great effort down on the sidelines. Trying to make that catch was Trey Yardley. 2nd down. But one referee said he caught it, and the other one say no. They said nope, bringing it back. 2nd down and 10.
It's always confusing when the referees disagree on what the call is, especially when the one closest to it is making the call and someone else disagrees. but always in a tough position for officials to be in. I don't envy them.
Nope.
That's not a job for me. I have too much of a temper. You saw that a little bit before a game during setup.
Second down, 10 yards to go, 2:32 left first half. Richfield leads 20-0.
And, Sonny, if they can score here, that would be a major momentum wave to ride into half number 2. The Dinos kind of playing for momentum to go into the second half with.
Ball sits on the Dino 48-yard line, 2nd and 10. Fake the handoff, throw over the middle, has his man caught. Nice throw. They faked the handoff, perfect throw, right where it had to be. Move the chains and a first down for Richfield.
And they find the big tight end, the sophomore Nash Spell, normally making his name on defense. Again, he leads the team in sacks with 5, but the sophomore now breaking out into the tight end role, getting along the seam and able to go for the big Richfield gain.
First down and 10, the ball on the 22 of Carbon. Handoff over the right side. Wilson's going to come up and finish it. Sandoval with the initial hit on the running back for Richfield. As it goes down under 2 minutes, minute 56 left to play. Still 20-0. Pickup of about 3 on the play, 2nd and 7.
And they just want to keep marching down the field. I'm a little surprised they're taking this long to get to their set. Official finally clears the way forward. Clock reaches the 1:40 mark.
White, the quarterback. Shotgun formation, 2 running backs, 1 on each side. Fake to the first man through, second man through with the football. That's Yardley. And he'll pick up, let's see, going to give him about 5, so it's going to be 3rd down. We'll call it 2 for Richfield.
And they just continue to march down the field. I don't know what it is with Yardley, but whenever he makes that spin, it feels like no matter how many defenders are on him, he's going to find some clearance in the path of it and move him a little bit forward.
Injury timeout, and we'll take it with them with a minute 19 left to play. First half, it's Richfield 20. The guy knows nothing. Richfield in the red zone.
Show your school spirit and support local high schools with the new Eastern Utah Community Credit Union debit and credit cards. Featuring designs for Carbon, Emory, and Grand High School, these cards let you carry a piece of your school's pride wherever you go. Plus, to make purchasing easier, Eastern Utah Community Credit Union has added the convenience of tap-to-pay and compatibility with major mobile wallets. Pick up your school spirit card today at any of the Eastern Utah Community Credit Union branches.
You're listening to Carbon Dino Football on the Peak, KRPX 95.3 FM.
Welcome back. Timothy, the player down for the Dinos. He gets up, walks off under his own power. Seems to be just fine. There's a handoff up the middle, trying to get the first down. And they will get it, move the chains, first down for Richfield with a minute 5 left to play.
And in those 3rd and short situations, Sonny, you don't need to do anything fancy. You don't need to get too much sugar. Don't want to risk getting a cavity. Just a simple straight run up the middle. It moves those chains forward, but the clock keeps a ticking.
First down, ball on the 12. Shotgun formation, wants to throw. Looks left, throws left, a little screen pass out of the backfield. Breaks a tackle and a touchdown for Colton White, making it 26-0 from 10 yards out.
And Sonny, that trio of players we talked about coming into the game, all of them have scored now. You got the Yardley, you have Colt White, and you have Aiden Olson being able to all find the back of the end zone. Olson coming twice through the air. Yardley running in, and then with that, with White, you're able to get a nice little screen pass into the promised land. Up 26-0 now, Sonny. The Dinos feel like hope's slipping away right now.
So 26-0, they'll go 4-2. Excuse me. Going for 2, shotgun formation. There's the snap, throw over the middle, tipped away, falls to the ground, incomplete. 2-point conversion, no good. 52 seconds left to play first half, 26-0 Richfield.
And the middle clogged beyond belief, Sonny. They were unable to find any gap, any daylight there. I don't know why they threw the ball there. Maybe just a designed read to try and make right off the bat, avoid any pressure, but does not work in their favor. Instead, now score only sits 26-0. So the Dinos have bought themselves a little breathing room thanks to some stellar special teams play on the PATs. It buys them, they have to get 2 more scores now if they want to put the mercy rule on the Dinos, so they're buying themselves some time, both figuratively and literally.
That last drive was around the 50-yard line. Richfield had a 3rd and 6, and they converted that, and it leads to a touchdown, so we had a 26-0 lead. We thought that was going to be a big play on that 3rd and 6, and they converted.
Now that's what Richfield does so well. They treat every down like there's no pressure to it, and that mentally can pay dividends for you. I mean, you're looking at a situation where you're not going to have to worry about what's going on if you can just put yourself in that mental first down situation all the time. And that's what football is. It's a very mental game. Everyone looks at the physical side of it, but the brain work that goes into it. Truly a chess match out there between coaches and players alike.
Nichols and O'Haron back to receive the kick for the Carbon Dinos.
And O'Haron, we've seen him make a few appearances through the season. Stellar linebacker play, and he's been able to tack on a few scores as a running back as well. Only a sophomore.
Kick is away. Will bounce at the 20. O'Haron to the 15-yard line. To the 20. Gets across the 20 to the 22-yard line. Brought down there. And a 1st and 10 for the Carbon Dinos with 47 seconds left to play in the first half.
And you can tell teams have been paying attention in film because they are not kicking anywhere near Nichols.
Nope.
He's too dangerous of a threat. If I'm special teams coordinator, I'm trying to dial up a reverse, maybe a fake reverse, make them think Nichols has the ball, send the troops towards him, and open up the opposite way, or just run the reverse true because Nichols has that kind of breakaway speed on him to do a lot of damage. 47 seconds left, Sonny. These are the moments you practice for.
26-0 Richfield. Dinos with the ball. Shotgun formation for Dunn. Handoff up the middle. No gain on the play. Ball comes loose, but he was down.
And if you're going to call a late hit on anything, I think you call it on that. Whistle blows, Dunn with ball in his hand. Players still diving at his knees. Nothing. Yeah. So they definitely have adopted more of a let-them-play mentality from the officiating crew. But 20 seconds left. Clock continues to tick. I don't think the Dinos are taking any unnecessary risks here, trying to limit any scoring opportunities for the Wildcats.
Maybe run one play here and just see if you can make something happen.
Yeah, you want to try and take a shot, but at the same time you want to do it smartly as to not give up a pick 6.
4 seconds, 3 seconds. They're not going to get it off, and that's the half. It's halftime here at Richfield. Final score score at halftime 26-0 in favor of Richfield.
And it was a good first half defensively for the Dinos. I think that's the area.
You can't look at the 26-0 because, I mean, the field position for Richfield was golden in the first quarter for sure.
First drive, Sonny, they start with the ball on the 20-yard line and they push it even further, but a stout defensive stand by the Dinos halts momentum there, and they do it again 2 drives later, limiting 14 points potentially from being put on the board, and that would have put the Dinos in the mercy rule. So the defense been very strong for the Wildcats tonight, for the Dinos tonight. I guess for them too.
Yeah.
We're singing the praise of the Dinos right now, but as we moved into that second quarter, we started to see a little more of the Dino offense that we expect. Packard was really getting things going, and that opened up the pass game. Dunn was doing a good job reading it, and we'll get more into this as we move further into the Castle Valley Orthodontics halftime show.
Absolutely. It's halftime here at Richfield, 26-0 Richfield with the lead. When we come back, the Castle Valley Orthodontics halftime show here on 95.3 The Peak. This is where the Dinos play.
Hi, I'm Dr. Daniel Kelly, owner of Castle Valley Orthodontics. What's keeping you from having a perfect smile? We understand what you want from a local orthodontist, and here at Castle Valley Orthodontics, you'll be treated like family. Call Castle Valley Orthodontics at 637-2222 for a free consultation.
I was hoping to talk to someone about updating my insurance policy.
I am able to understand complete sentences.
That was a complete sentence?
I didn't understand that.
Why can't I just talk to a person?
No one talks to humans anymore.
Sometimes humans are just more helpful.
I hear you. Why don't we review your coverage with a super check?
Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Contact Farm Bureau agent Jill Jensen in Price today.
Discover the strength and beauty of Flawless Sheeting's metal siding and roofing solutions. Designed to endure and crafted to conserve energy, the products offered by Flawless Sheeting ensure your home not only looks good, but feels good too. Plus, they come with a 40-year warranty. Enjoy superior durability and enhanced comfort year-round with new roofing from Flawless Sheeting. Ready to upgrade? Call Flawless Sheeting at 636-7300 and elevate the way you live.
You see your friends with their new travel trailers, four-wheelers, and side-by-sides. They're living the dream, right? Well, it doesn't just have to be a dream. You can start living that same dream life today by starting your new career with GMS Mine Repair and Maintenance. GMS is hiring mechanics, electricians, fabricators, experienced and inexperienced miners. They offer high starting wages, benefits, a 401k, and vacation pay. Local jobs are available. Apply today. Email your resume to kbarker@gmsminerepair.com. The dream can be yours with GMS Mine Repair.
We're not going out on a limb when we say,
I want to go to Juniper.
Juniper Kitchen. Fantastic food, fun atmosphere. Known for their made-from-scratch pizzas, Juniper has the very best pastas, burgers, salads, wraps, hoagies, paninis, appetizers, loaded sodas, desserts, vegan and vegetarian options. Dine in for lunch or dinner, Tuesday through Friday, 11 till 8. Saturdays, noon till 8. Order online at juniperkitchenutah.com with DoorDash delivery. Stop beating around the bush for a great meal.
I want to go to Juniper.
Juniper Kitchen and Price.
You're looking for somewhere you could be proud to work. Komatsu is looking for you. Komatsu is a leading manufacturer of construction, mining, forestry, and industrial heavy equipment. Komatsu currently has openings for seasoned welders, journeyman electricians, and MSHA certified electricians, as well as master machinists. At Komatsu, not only will your skills be rewarded with competitive wages, but you'll also enjoy benefits like a robust 401k plan. Grow with Komatsu. Go to komatsu.com or call Tanner at 636-6150.
At Landon's Diesel, they understand the heartbeat of your diesel truck. Whether it's the rig that powers your livelihood or the everyday vehicle that drives your life, the trained technicians at Landon's Diesel are here to keep you rolling. Plus, with 24-hour towing service, support's just a call away, anytime, day or night. Drive into Landon's Diesel for expert care tailored to you and your truck, because when your diesel needs expertise, Landon's Diesel is always here.
The more things change,
the more they stay the same.
Yes, Mr. Automotive has a new building in Huntington.
But that just means the services they offer just got better.
Detailing and mechanic work are being added to the already great service Mr. Automotive had already offered.
And all deals are still done with the owner at the lowest prices possible.
New building, same best prices, and more auto services. Go to MrAutomotiveSales.com or stop by the dealership, 21 South Main, Huntington. Mr. Automotive, the best for less.
Imagine a smooth, hassle-free journey to the front door of your new home with the Driggs Mortgage Team guiding you every step of the way. Hi, this is Greg Driggs. Our seasoned experts understand the ins and outs of home financing and refinancing. Come visit us at our new permanent address, 8 East Main in Price, where we plan to be a staple for years to come. Start your journey today. Call 801-427-3577. The Driggs Mortgage Team, NMLS number 272076, Equal Housing Opportunity. Driggs Mortgage Team is a DBA of Premier Mortgage Resources, LLC, NMLS 1169.
At Oliver Law, we specialize in criminal defense and DUI. Everyone needs to know their rights. Let us guide you through the criminal justice minefield. At Oliver Law, we still believe in innocent until proven guilty.
In the heart of Carbon and Emery counties, Quick Realty is here to help you make the right move. Experience the future of home buying with our Matterport 3D tours, giving you an immersive look at your potential home from anywhere. Meet our dedicated team of local professionals, just real people who care, walking you through every step of the way. As a Zillow Premier and Realtor.com specialist, Quick Realty is your trusted expert, handling everything from residential, commercial, and mountain properties to property management. Your dream home is just a call away. Let Quick Realty help you find it.
I was hoping to talk to someone about updating my insurance policy.
I am able to understand complete sentences.
That was a complete sentence?
I didn't understand that.
Or can I just talk to a person?
No one talks to humans anymore.
Sometimes humans are just more helpful.
I hear you. Why don't we review your coverage with a super check?
Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Contact Farm Bureau agent Jill Jensen in Price today.
Hi, I'm Dr. Daniel Kelly, owner of Castle Valley Orthodontics. What's keeping you from having a perfect smile? We understand what you want from a local orthodontist. And here at Castle Valley Orthodontics, you'll be treated like family. Call Castle Valley Orthodontics at 637-2222 for a free consultation.
Welcome to the Carbon Dinos Halftime Report, brought to you by Castle Valley Orthodontics. Call 637-2222 and schedule your free consultation for a smile that will last a lifetime.
Welcome back to Carbon Dino Football, the Castle Valley Orthodontics halftime show. 26-0 the score. Richfield with the lead here at the half. And Aiden, we'll take a look at some stats. Turnover-wise, the Dinos with 1, Richfield with 0. So both teams taking pretty good care of the football. First down-wise, Richfield has 9 and the Carbon Dinos have 4.
And, it's a hard balance to strike, Sonny. It's been just a challenging game to start for the Dinos, but after that, they finally found some momentum as they headed into quarter number 2. And that's when we saw a major difference being made, both offensively and defensively. Special teams were a struggle early on in the game, but they were finally able to recover back in that manner to the area we're kind of used to seeing from Carbon.
Penalty situation, Carbon 4 for 30, Richfield 2 for 30, so we're even on the penalties.
And, it's been a very well-disciplined game, Sonny. There has been a few calls that personally up here I haven't agreed with. I felt like they were a little ticky-tack.
Yeah, I agree.
But overall, it's been a very well-officiated game, very well-disciplined as well from both of these two teams. A few procedure penalties coming by way of the Dinos that have set them back in drives where it looked like they were going to be on the scoring side of things. But you just got to clean those up in the second half and keep on moving.
Let's take a look at scoring, and I'll just let you chime in as we go through this, and you can give us your opinion on the play as we go through here. As White had a 9-yard run with 5:58 left to play in the first quarter, extra point good, made it 7-0.
And it was a good defensive stand the first go around. Second time, Richfield able to find it, set up with pretty good field positioning off a punt that went off the side of the foot, and it led to Richfield possessing pretty good field position, marching down and putting up 7.
So at the end of the first quarter, it was 7-0 Richfield. And they had a lot of opportunities to make it more, but the Carbon Dino defense played really well in the first quarter, so a 7-0 after 1.
Yeah, it was a good showing, and it was a good first quarter defensively for the Dinos. That's what made the biggest difference.
So taking a look after that, it was Olsen with a 15-yard catch from White with 11:10 left to play in the second quarter, making it 13-0, extra point good.
Yeah, no, it was a defensive stand. It was a good defensive stand for the Dinos, but again, Richfield sometimes just finds plays out of nowhere that really create a lot of havoc. And I can't single out any better play than that run by Trey Yardley. He has about 5 defenders on him, about 5 yards at the run. You think, okay, yeah, he's going to be brought down. They'll move the ball a little bit, but it's not going to break away. He spins, finds the smallest bit of daylight, and he sprints off to the end zone. And what really impressed me, Sonny, was not just that initial spin move, but his ability to race downfield afterwards. He's able to find his gap and shoot forward. Just a great showing by Yardley on that play.
75-yard run by Colton White with 4:55 left to play in the second quarter. The extra point no good to make it 20-0.
And he just continues to move on. So, and that last second drive by Richfield really showed what they are capable of. In a situation where they need to score quickly, they were able to do just that.
White to White with the 10-yard pass play with 52 seconds left to play to make it 26-0. 2-point conversion no good. And that's where we sit here at the half, 26-0. Richfield with the lead over the Carbon Dinos.
And Sonny, the scoreboard isn't really indicative of how this game has gone for the Dinos.
No.
You look at those 2 red zone stands they had early on in the first quarter. I can't think of a better example of resilience from this Dinos team. And that's
Absolutely.
something Coach Milovich has really instilled in these guys as they've headed into the season. Is they're a group that doesn't give up. They are constantly fighting for positioning, fighting for every single bit, and just they're trying.
Yeah. So we'll take a look at some scores from around the state of Utah here in the Castle Valley Orthodontics halftime show. And there's some good games going on tonight, and we'll take a look at them.
That there is a lot of tied scores around the state of Utah. You look at the halftime break at Gunnison and Parowan, 7-7 there. Calf at Canyon View, the Falcons up 7. North Sanpete down. North Sanpete scoring 0. Canyon View not able to get past a very stout North Sanpete defense. I think North Sanpete coming into the season was someone that a lot of teams expected to make some noise for them, and they've done just that. They lose to Richfield last week 28-14, trying to get on the winning track against a very good Canyon View team. Another team the Dinos are going to be seeing later on in the season, the Delta Rabbits, right now finding themselves on the receiving end of a blowout, down 34-14 to Summit Academy. Joab and Grantsville, one of those non-region matchups that's always so fun to watch. Kind of a pseudo rivalry we have along there in the Wasatch Front, tied at 14 at the half. At halftime in Cedar City, the Reds pulling away right now. They have bounced up 29-14 over Manti. Manti playing on the road in this one, adding an extra layer of difficulty to an already tough Cedar team. And to round things out, South Sevier up 27-3 over ALA. South Sevier in the 2A level, one of those teams who has been expected to make a lot of noise through the season, and they have done just that. Over in Emory, it looks like we are seeing a 26-0 score deficit for the Spartans. The Cougars and the Spartans, whenever they meet on the field, always tends to be fireworks. But just a great showing overall between these squads. Love what I'm seeing around the state, Sonny. I love Fridays because that means high school football, one of my favorite places to be.
Yep, here it's 26-0 at the half. The Dinos trail Richfield, and when we come back, Castle Valley Orthodontics, it'll be time for second half action. You have listened to the Castle Valley Orthodontics halftime show here on 95.3 The Peak, where the Dinos play. When we come back, second half action will begin.
Hi, I'm Dr. Daniel Kelly, owner of Castle Valley Orthodontics. What's keeping you from having a perfect smile? We understand what you want from a local orthodontist. And here at Castle Valley Orthodontics, you'll be treated like family. Call Castle Valley Orthodontics at 637-2222 for a free consultation.
You're listening to Carbon Dino Football on The Peak, KRPX 95.3 FM.
So the Dinos will kick the ball away. As you remember, we started the game, the Dinos turning the ball over on the kickoff.
And that
so it's almost, I'm sorry, Aiden, it's almost like Richfield gets the ball both halves.
That's an apology on all me, Sonny. I was the one interrupting you. But, yeah, it's just not an ideal situation. The Dinos lost the coin toss. Felt like they were going to be able to go down and try and score to open up the first quarter. But a fumble on the kickoff just resulted in a near Richfield score, but the defensive stand again stops it.
So the kick is away, and Trey Yardley will field the ball at the 10-yard line, 15-yard line. Little reverse play goes 20, 25, 30 down in the secondary, 40, 45, 50 down the sidelines, 45, 40, 35, brought down at the 25-yard line. Crespin runs him down, and that's a great effort to save a touchdown because he was down the sidelines. He was gone.
Yeah, that's a Herculean effort by Crespin, Sonny. He's able to sprint down with the might of Zeus, bring down the returner. That was a near touchdown, Sonny. It felt like for a second that all hope was lost. History was going to repeat itself. A turnover to open the game on the kickoff for the Dinos and a kick return touchdown for the Wildcats to open the second half. But luckily, no such luck as Carbon able to clamp down in the last moments.
First down, 10 yards to go for Richfield. Once again, they start with good field position on the Dino 25. Shotgun formation, handoff goes up the middle, running room. Across the 20 down to the 15-yard line. Pickup of nearly, about 9 on the play? 8?
Looks like they're only going to give him about 5 on it, so
wow.
Spotted a little down. So looks can be deceiving, Sonny.
Yeah, his knee must have hit the ground.
The old adage proving true as Richfield stopped after, I'd say it's closer to a 7-yard gain now that I'm looking at it more closely. Again, deceived by the looks.
So sophomore Derek Barton, quarterback now for Richfield to start the second half. He wears number 12. Shotgun formation once again, handoff. To the right side goes Trey Yardley. Finds some running room, gets close to the 10-yard line, brought down there, but not before enough to move the chains in the first down for Richfield.
And they just do what they do best. They keep on marching.
First down, 10 for Richfield. Barton in the shotgun. Colton White in the backfield. Here's a little quick throw out to a screen pass in the flat. Ball's caught. Flag comes in as the ball carrier is brought to the ground. Close to the 5-yard line. We'll see what the flag is.
And that's the fastest flag we've seen to start a quarter, Sonny. We had to wait about 5 or 6 minutes to get the first one, but things getting started a little quicker here as the breeze picks up just a little bit. Not gusting quite yet, but things just kind of getting a little cooler as we move in.
As the season goes along, you can feel that little, the summer wind is going away.
Yeah, it's
I
going
guess.
away. No, my indicator of when summer ends is when I go to Maverick in the morning and help her, and the cold wind starts blowing, and I'm like, oh, there we go. We're into fall.
Shotgun formation for Richfield. Second down. 3 yards to go. Throw into the end zone, incomplete. Nice defensive play by the Dinos to knock that ball away. Crespin makes the play. The intended receiver just came right over the top. Good defense.
And Crespin has been the difference maker this drive defensively for the Dinos, coming down with the chase down on the kick return and now coming up with that stop in the end zone, forcing a 3rd and 3 situation as Carbon continues to march downfield.
3rd and 3, shotgun once again. Barton, the quarterback. 2 receivers both sides. He now goes under center. Quarterback sneak as he just tries to dive forward and get the first down. Pretty strong push by the offensive line of Richfield. And I think it's going to be enough to move the chains and get a first down. Let's see. Nope, they're going to call him a bit short. They're probably going to measure. I don't know.
I don't know how. They don't have the little clippy thing that we can see from up here. The purveyor of all that's good and right in the world, Sonny, is that little clippy thing.
Yeah, they're going to measure, but it's not.
Oh, they do have the little clippy thing dangling around, but normally you expect that to be a surefire thing for Richfield to be able to convert on that third and move forward, but the Dinos defense again continues to impress. Well, while we measure, we got a score from around the state. Sonny Beaver in the third quarter has gone up 34-0. They're taking that loss pretty hard, and they're taking it out on the poor Millard Eagles. Again, 34-0 there. Beaver just a powerhouse, and the fact Duchesne was able to beat him a testament to how tough that program is right around the hill from us.
So they got measured, and they say first down for Richfield, so the ball inside the 3-yard line. First down and goal for the Wildcats.
And they're knocking on heaven's door yet again, Sonny. A very potent drive set up by a great kick return to their own field, to their own side of the field.
Barton rolls right, throws into the end zone. Incomplete. Second down.
And you see a few Wildcats players signaling that's a catch, but the officials say otherwise, and they get the ultimate call on these kinds of decisions. In a situation like this, and I'm a little surprised to see him try and go for that bootleg throw. I don't know what it is with offensive coordinators when you get down into these inside the 5-yard plays. They start throwing the ball. You can run the ball all 95 yards down the field, but then you get to the red zone and you're going to start passing. It doesn't make sense to me.
Second down and 2. They kick it out to the right side. Touchdown for Richfield. The ball carrier once again, Colton White from 2 yards out, making it 32-0.
And they just continue to roll forward. And Richfield again just continues to ground and pound. You see what happens? They run the bootleg, don't get it. They run the ball, and they find the back of the end zone. 32. And point advantage for the Wildcats.
Extra point. Kick is down up. It's blocked. So it's no good. So the score remains 32-0 Richfield. When we come back, the Dinos get the ball back. See if they can put some points on the board here on 95.3 The Peak. This is where the Dinos play.
Having a great local pharmacy that you can rely on is important. At Price Family Pharmacy, transferring your prescriptions is simple and hassle-free. Just call us at 637-3737 and we'll take care of the rest. Need your medication delivered right to your door? We offer free delivery to make your life even easier. Managing multiple medications? Ask about our convenient med packing services to keep you organized and on track. Visit Price Family Pharmacy and experience a team that genuinely cares. Feel better about your pharmacy. Choose Price Family Pharmacy today.
I'm Will Hinckley, number 66. I'm Cole Hinckley, number 72, and you're listening to 95.3 The Peak, where the Dinos play.
Dinos ready to go. Set for the kickoff as Richfield lines up. Back to receive the kick, Timothy Nichols for the Carbon Dinos. Nichols on the far side, Timothy on the near side. 32-0 Richfield with the lead over the Carbon Dinos.
And Richfield comes out and does what they need to do to open up this first drive of the second half. They go down off a big kick return, able to punch it in on the short outside run.
Gonzalez with the kickoff, and it goes out of bounds between the 10 and the goal line.
And a wise move by Nichols, letting that one bounce out. The flags fly immediately as it crosses that threshold. Dino's going to get a little bit better starting position than they might have thought they would have based on that kick, because it was a holy bouncer. Hits the ground, bounces forward, stops almost completely, putting the Dinos in a sticky situation, bailed out by the ball rolling out of bounds.
There's some options here. Let's see what they do. They will take the ball on the 35-yard line. First and 10 for the Dinos.
And this feels more important than ever, Sonny, that they try and get something going.
First and 10 for the Dinos. Ball sits on the far hash mark. They go left to right on your dial. 2 receivers coming to the near side, 2 to the far side. Dunn in the backfield all by himself. Man in motions. Wilson comes towards us. Now goes to the slot. There's the snap. Quick throw goes out to Wilson. Makes the catch, and he's hit immediately. And nice defensive play.
And, Sonny, when the Richfield Wildcats want to hit you, they're going to hit you hard, flying in like a wrecking ball, laying the boom down on Wilson. Nothing has come easy all night long for the Dinos. and it continues to struggle on the offensive side of things. We saw the one good drive. Things looked hopeful, but since then, ratcheting down has been the Wildcats.
Colton White on the stop. Second down, we'll call it 13 for the Dinos. Loss of 3. Shotgun formation. 2 receivers, the far side. Ball sits near hash mark. Dinos go left to right on your dial. Dunn wants to throw. Throws out to left flat. It's caught at the 40. And then brought down, but a nice gain for the Dinos. They got a lot of that back. It's going to be 3rd down and 5. Coming up with that catch once again is Holm.
And he has had an electric varsity debut, Sonny. He has been firing on all cylinders. Ball in his hands. He's like a magician.
I want to think that's his 3rd or 4th catch on the night. So he's making his presence known.
That he is, Sonny. He's putting the world on notice with that.
So it is 3rd down, 5 yards to go. Handoff. Goes to Packard. Pick up a 4. It's going to be 4th down and 1 here. It's probably 4th down territory here. Dinos probably go for it here. It's 4th and 1.
And yeah, they're going to have to go for it, Sonny. It's a situation and a point of the game where you need to find a way to get offense going, and you can swing the momentum quickly on your side by converting on a 4th down. I'd kind of expect to see him run what we saw in the first half in a similar situation. Try and draw the Wildcats off sides. Maybe if they can't do that, call a timeout or go right into a quick set play.
4th down, 1 for the Dinos. They come to the line of scrimmage. 2 receivers to the near side. 1 to the far side. Shotgun. Dunn. Going to try to keep it himself to get the 1st down. He's not going to get there.
And it was a good call. I liked the idea to go for the quarterback draw on that one,
Sure.
especially when we haven't seen Dunn do much running in this game. Try and draw the defense off guards, catch them with the run, but very disciplined stand by the Wildcats again results in a turnover on downs. And Sonny, a chance again to start inside their own territory.
No gain on the play, so the turnover on downs goes back to Richfield with 7:48 left to play here in the 3rd quarter and a 32-0 lead. They'll try to add more onto it as they come to the line of scrimmage. With the sophomore quarterback, Derek Barton, started the second half after a fantastic first half for Cord White. Here's the throw, incomplete. Flags come in. It's going to be interference on the Dinos.
Yeah, interference is a hard one to call. It's a very judgment-based play based on how you interpret the rules as an official. But I think I can see where they're coming from on that. A little tango in the mid-air results in the interference call.
15-yard penalty on the Dinos. That's their 5th penalty of the night for 45 yards.
And for the most part, Sonny, they've done a good job keeping it clean. A few penalties here or there have set them back or moved the Wildcats forward. But overall, both teams playing a very disciplined brand of football.
1st down 10. Ball sits on the Carbon 28. Shotgun formation once again for Barton. Wants to throw. Throws down the right sidelines. Has a man. Incomplete, couldn't hold on to it.
And the ref was getting ready to make that touchdown and catch sign, Sonny. He has the arms down, and he notices the ball pop out at the last second. Waves incomplete. The Dinos, another good defensive play by the secondary. It's almost always a no-fly zone when they try and throw the ball deep.
Aiden Olson could not come up with it.
And if you would have, Sonny, that would have been his 3rd touchdown of the day, but the Dinos starting to key off him a little bit more, and very rightfully so. He has been a nightmare to try and guard.
2nd and 10, ball on the 28. Trips go to the right side. Richfield goes right to left on your dial. Man in motion, come towards us. There's the snap. They'll give it to the man in motion. Some running room around the right side for Trey Yardley. Going to be close to the 1st down as he gets down to the 17-yard line, depending on where they mark it. We have a flag on the field across the other way. Completely on the other side of where the play was.
And, it's always interesting to see what those flags turn out to be. It's a falling along the sideline, so you'd expect some kind of procedure, maybe a sideline warning call. But it is going to be against the Wildcats regardless.
It's going to be holding.
and that's a tough one to stomach, especially with it being a spot foul, moving it back 10 yards from the original line of scrimmage.
So that ball comes all the way back to the 38-yard line. Be second and long now for Richfield. 7:31 left to play, third quarter. 32-0. Richfield with the lead over the Carbon Dinos. Region play here tonight. Homecoming here at Richfield.
And it's a great atmosphere for football, Sonny. The fans out in force for both sides. A great evening for football. Wind blowing just a little bit. Sun finally set under the lights. Gotta love it.
There's a throw down the left sidelines, incomplete. Barton overthrew his intended receiver. Falls to the ground, as will be third down.
And you can tell the influence of the Dinos pass rush on that play. They get it back and they apply a lot of pressure to it, Sonny. They're doing an excellent job just continuing to beat down the Wildcats, especially when they find themselves deep in these situations. But bad habit, they got a break here, giving up big plays on these third and deep situations.
Third down. 20 yards to go for Richfield. Shotgun trips to the right side. Handoff goes up the middle. A little bit of running room. Not going to be enough to get the first down. They get some of it back. I have a feeling they're going to go for it here on fourth down anyway, so they just wanted to be a little bit more manageable. They give the ball to Trey Yardley. And it will be fourth down and about 15 now for Richfield.
And that was a good play call, moving the ball forward just a little bit, make it more manageable. And I completely agree with you, Sonny. Going to be one of those situations where you're going to be going for it regardless. We've seen them go for it in deeper situations. This is a team who doesn't want to break out the punt team.
It would be a 50-yard field goal. It's kind of no man's land here, so you expect it to go for it on fourth down, they will.
And when your defense has performed as well as it does, you can put trust in them knowing that they can probably come up with a stop as well.
Barton wants to throw. Screen pass over the middle, almost intercepted. Falls to the ground, incomplete, doesn't matter. The Dinos will take over on downs. Almost coming up with that interception was Jordan Nichols.
And he's had a few close calls this game, Sonny. He's done an excellent job so far trying to keep these things going. And it was a good job by the Dinos defense, sniffing out the screen pass, not sending too many men upfield, plugging the line of scrimmage, covering every open possibility, and forcing the turnover on downs.
First and 10 for the Dinos. See if they can get something going here on the offensive side. Done with the quick pitch to Packer coming around the right side. Has some blocking. Nice pickup on the play. Drags the pack with him all the way up to the 40-yard line. Pickup of 8. Second down and 2.
And a great first run. Again, Packard, the spark plug when the Dinos need him. He's able to advance forward so efficiently, picking up about 8 yards on that play. I love seeing Packard in the open field. Heck, I like seeing him when everything is plugged and he has to try and improvise. He's just a spectacular talent, and the fact he's only a junior, Sonny, lots of hope for Dinos loyal.
Sanders on the stop for Richfield, but not before he picks up 8 yards. Second down 2. Shotgun formation for Dunn. Trips to the left side. He looks that way. Throws down the left sidelines to Timothy, and it's intercepted at the 40-yard line.
Coming up with that one, Sonny, making the grab, Hayden Jolly, and look at his reaction along the sideline, living up to that last name, snagging it out of the air, ball just a little underthrown, able to get ahead of the intended receiver, snag it out of the air while falling to his back, gives Richfield another chance, and that's a reason why we saw them go for it on that fourth down. They have a lot of trust in this defensive unit. They know they can make a lot of noise very quickly, and they do it just like that with the Hayden Jolly interception.
So the interception gives the ball back to Richfield. First down on their own 40-yard line. Turnover number 2 for the Carbon Dinos tonight. Richfield yet to turn the ball over.
And bad goes to worse on the turnover. Richfield now hunting to put another set of points on the board.
Barton in the shotgun. 5:49 left to play. Handoff up the middle. Running room for Richfield across the 50 into Carbon territory down to the 45-yard line. Mark at 44. First down and 10 for the Wildcats.
A big rumbling, tumbling run, Sonny. He is able to break through the first line, the second line into the secondary, and the safeties are the ones who's going to have to bring him down.
First down for Richfield. First down situations, that is their 12th of the day. Shotgun formation once again. Handoff. Ball on the ground. Scramble for it. Who came up with it? Richfield's going to get it.
And a good recognition of the ball on the ground, diving on it immediately, not trying to scoop it up and make a play with it. A great move by Richfield, trying to limit the damage done by the fumble. Looking over at our sister station, KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM. Union up 33-0 over the Spartans. 2:37 left to go in the third quarter over there. So two very similar situations that these two squads are facing tonight, Sonny.
32-0 here with 5:07 and running left to play in the third.
And Richfield looking to do some more damage before that clock strikes the fourth quarter. Inside the 5-minute mark now of frame number 3. Richfield lines up.
Shotgun formation for Richfield. Second down, 11 yards to go. Handoff up the middle, nothing doing. Maybe a loss of a yard on the play. Nice defense by the Dinos coming up. It's Andy Kiefer to make the stop. It's going to be third down. We'll call it 13.
And Kiefer, one of the key defensive contributors we see for the Dinos, always getting in and making those big plays along the line of scrimmage. Hasn't been able to reach the quarterback tonight, but again, Richfield hasn't thrown much and given him any opportunity to.
Colt White, the ball carrier that time for Richfield. Third down, 13, shotgun spread formation. Barton stands in the backfield all by himself, wants to throw, looks down between the hash marks, overthrew everybody, falls to the ground, incomplete.
And the problem they've run into is they have receivers open downfield, Sonny. They're just being overthrown. Got to take a little bit of power off of it. Maybe a little, we alluded to the fact that these are a very strong bunch of boys on the field for Richfield. Maybe a little less time in the weight room. Take a little power off that throw.
They're going to punt the ball away, Will Richfield. Their first punt of the night. Comes with 4:08 left to play in the third quarter.
And a good defensive stand by the Dinos yet again. They've played very well. They've just given up a few big home run plays to the Wildcats.
Goodwin with the punt. It's a nice punt. Fair catch called for. Ball's loose. Richfield recovers. Tried to make the catch on the fair catch. Touched it with their, look, just right off the fingers it looks like, but Richfield recovers. Turnover and a first down. The ball sitting at the Carbon 14-yard line. Turnover number 3 tonight for the Dinos. 2 of them have been in special teams.
No, and this is a rare week where the special teams unit for the Dinos just hasn't been executing, and that's not something we normally see. Normally a very well-disciplined group, able to make the right plays at the right times, playing disciplined football on the special teams punt kickoff. Today not been the case. 2 turnovers there, errant punt, and things just haven't been flowing in favor of the Dinos.
4:01 left to play, third quarter, 32-0 Richfield.
And, well, Sonny, that is one way to move the ball downfield.
Really nice punt.
You know, that was a booming kick, Sonny.
Yes.
And falls just where no one is there to reach it easily.
First down, 10 for Richfield. Throws between the hash marks, incomplete. Ball was intended for, once again, Olsen.
And
nice defense that time by the Dinos. Second down, 10.
Sorensen, the defensive back on that one. And Sonny, I can't stop singing the praises of the secondary. They have been lights out throughout the season, and tonight in situations where they've had to lock down in the red zone, they have been nigh unstoppable, deflecting passes left and right, forcing Richfield to rely on the run game.
Second down, 10. Ball sits on the Dino 13 after the turnover. Shotgun formation for the Wildcats. Handoff up the middle. Down to about the 5-yard line. It will be just short. I think it'll be first down. First and goal for Richfield.
And they wave the chains forward. And again, the run is just relentless for the Wildcats.
Quarterback keeper over the right side. Does he get there? He does. Fake to the running back up the middle, and then Barton takes it around the right side for a 4-yard run. and it's 38-0 Richfield.
And Richfield, again, on the run, just unstoppable as they reach that mercy rule threshold, Sonny. Clock going to continue to run now throughout the remainder of the game, barring the Dinos getting back into this one within 2 scores. That's when it'll be removed from effect. Kick is up, and it is good. Richfield finally able to overcome their PAT woes as they convert on the extra point to make it a 39-0 ball game with 3:45 left to go here in the third quarter of action.
So the Dinos will get the ball back when we come back. It's 39-0 Richfield.
Transform your space with Spectrum Paint featuring PPG paint, the ideal choice for any home project. Imagine a kaleidoscope of colors at your fingertips, from soothing pastels to vibrant primaries. Whether revamping a room or adding character to your exteriors, Spectrum Paint makes every brush stroke count. Dive into a spectrum where quality meets creativity and paint your world with us. Visit Spectrum Paint to find the perfect shade for your home today.
Carbon High School football on KRPX 95.3 The Peak.
Timothy and Nichols back to receive the kick for the Carbon Dinos. 3:45 left to play in the third quarter. 39-0 in favor of Richfield.
And clock going to continue to tick following the kickoff. Going to be running clock throughout the remainder of the contest. Richfield has just done a good job coming out in this second half, eliminating a lot of the mistakes we saw from them in half number 1. And they've looked like a much improved team. And it's hard to do when you play a stellar first half of ball.
Nichols will field it at the 5. He'll come to the 10, to the 15, across the 20, and then hit right at the 20-yard line, and that's where he'll go down. First down, 10 for the Dinos on the 21-yard line. And Dinos will start their possession.
What I've liked about Richfield in these situations, Sonny, is that they are wrapping up the legs. They know that Carbon is a team who keeps the legs churning when they make initial contact, so you're going to have to try and hold them back as you go down. And Richfield stopping the source before it can even get going.
First down, 10 for the Dinos. See if they can get something going on the offensive side. There's the handoff, goes to Packard, goes around the left side, breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle. Into the secondary, 40, 50, 40, 35, 30. Will he be caught? 20, 15, brought down at the 10-yard line. First down, Dinos with a big play. Packard found an opening, and running him down is Trey Yardley, and you got to give him credit for not giving up on the play and saving the touchdown, but it's 1st and 10 for the Dinos at the 10. They're in the red zone.
I thought that was a surefire score for the Dinos, Sonny. Packard just sprinting downfield, nearly gets it, but Yardley showing a lot of grit on the play, getting the chase down tackle, stopping him at the 10, but the Dinos in their best position yet, inside the red zone at the 10, and a chance to score.
He cut back against the grain and found an opening. Turn on the Jets. First down and 10 for the Dinos on the 10. Shotgun formation for Dunn. Handoff up the middle, no gain on the play. Maybe a loss of a yard, 2nd and 11.
And this is where the Dinos need to find something and dig deep, try and break through the slump that they found themselves in.
Nichols, the ball carrier, no gain on the play, 2nd down. Actually a loss of 1, so 2nd and 11. Minute 55 and running. Shotgun formation for Dunn. Wants to throw. In the pocket. Ball tipped up in the air. Almost intercepted. Falls to the ground. Dinos got lucky on that one. When that ball gets tipped up that high, it's usually not a good thing for the offense. But it falls to the ground incomplete.
Sonny,
3rd down.
It's a terrifying feeling to watch that ball go up, both as a spectator and as a player. You see it go up into the heavens, start getting blinded by those bright stadium lights, and things could go very south very quickly if you are unable to come down with it. Luckily, ball falls incomplete. Dinos stay alive, but a golden opportunity in the red zone quickly turns sour.
Yeah, that ball went straight up in the air. 3rd down, 11 for Dunn. Ball is loose on the ground. Scramble for as they try the reverse. Ball on the ground and recovered by Richfield, so a turnover for the Dinos, number 4.
And the execution just hasn't been working for the Dinos tonight. They've had the right concepts in play, but the execution hasn't been there. Turnovers have plagued them throughout the game. Like you mentioned, 4th, 2 coming on special teams, an interception, and now a fumble. Offensively for the Dinos, they've just had a lot of mistakes that make it very hard to overcome, especially when you're playing a talented team like Richfield. Old habits coming back like those we saw in the ALA game where the Dinos had 5 turnovers, able to overcome that difference there. But now they're coming back to bite them.
Just not a clean exchange on the handoff.
And that's the risk you run on a reverse.
Yep. Handoff for Richfield up the middle. Pickup of maybe a yard on the play. We'll call it 2nd down and 9.
And the thing is, Sonny, we haven't seen the best special teams play. We haven't seen the best offensive play. But defensively, the Dinos have been spectacular. They've only fallen victim to a few big plays and excellent field positioning to the Wildcats. But defensively, I've loved what I've seen from Carbon.
That's how the third quarter is going to come to an end. We played 3. It's 39-0 Richfield. When we come back, we'll have the fourth quarter right here on 95.3 The Peak, where the Dinos play.
Plumbing issues don't happen every day, but when they do, it's good to know that there's a plumber you can trust right here in the Castle Country. The Swell Plumber has over 30 years of experience and has proven that he's reliable. Here's what some customers have said about the Swell Plumber.
Kurt was amazing. He came out to the house the same day and got quotes to us very quickly.
Kurt kept in touch with us with updates as things progressed. I was definitely pleased.
For residential and commercial plumbing, go to theswellplumber.com and book your appointment today.
I'm Will Hinckley, number 66. I'm Cole Hinckley, number 72, and you're listening to 95.3 The Peak.
Welcome back, Carbon Dino football. 39-0, the score. Richfield with the lead and they have the ball, and the clock will start. And as you said, it will continue to run here with this 39-0 lead. For Richfield, handoff up the middle, gain of 4 on the play.
And, the Dinos held back the normal Richfield fare we experienced, and that's a run-up lead in the first half and a coast in the second. They've made Richfield work for every point on the board, but good field positioning has been a gift to the Wildcats as they've been able to build up this 39-0 advantage.
$11:29 in running. 39-0 the score. Wants to throw. Barton throws. Left side. Incomplete.
And a good
intended for Hayden Jolly. Falls to the ground as it goes through his hands. And it'll be 4th down. The punting team comes on. Back to receive the kick will be Nichols for the Dinos. They'll stand on the 35-yard line.
And, Sonny, they're just going to want to find something on special teams. You've seen a few mistakes be made that have resulted in Richfield being able to capitalize and put points on the board. Now you just want to make sure you can go back to those fundamentals, and they throw the fake.
A fake punt did not work, and the Dinos will get the ball. As the punter, it was a good one. Tries to do a little shovel pass. It's complete, but they won't get enough to get the first down, and the Dinos will take over.
I don't think I've ever seen a shovel pass like that, Sonny. That looked more like a jump shot than anything. It looked like he was about to go for the 3. He makes the shot, technically, but then it's like the other team going down and scoring a layup immediately after they stuff him before that, and the Dinos offense has a chance to retake the field.
Yep. So 10:37 left to play. The fake punt for Richfield up 39-0 doesn't work, and the Dinos will take over with good field position.
And, that's what they want to have here.
Handoff. Timothy in the backfield, brought down back at the 40. Loss on the play. 2nd down.
A loss of about 7 on that play, Sonny, so setting up a 2nd and 17 situation.
Polson on the stop for Richfield. Nice defensive play. 2nd down. We'll call it, 16, Aiden?
Yeah, we'll call it about 16, 17, really far back there. I got to give a big shout out to Dave, our cameraman. He's making a stellar picture tonight. Things are looking beautiful out there on the field.
Trips to the left side, shotgun formation. Dunn looks that way. Now he finds Wilson over the middle, across the 35 to the 34-yard line. Gets back to that original line of scrimmage, and it will be 3rd down and 10 yards to go for the Dinos.
And a rare moment, Sonny, where Maddox Wilson finds himself nearly uncovered. He's had to fight through that all season long. I know it's been a point of frustration because he's a fantastic football player.
Yes.
He's a stellar football player, and teams know this. And when teams know that you're an incredible talent, they're not going to let you get anything easy, and that's been the case throughout the year.
3rd down 11. Clock says 9:16. Left to play in the game. Dunn wants to throw. Throws down the left side. What a catch by Crespin. He will score for the Dinos.
Dunn threads
from 33 yards out.
Dunn threads the needle in between double coverage. Crespin rips it out of the air, races along the sideline for the score. The Dinos finding their first points on the board. Shutout no more. There is no quit in this Dino squad, Sonny. They are playing until the bitter end. They do not give up, and we see it on plays like that. A beautiful job and a great connection from junior to senior.
So the Dinos on the scoreboard, making it 39-6. Timothy will come on to attempt the extra point for Carbon.
I just can't get over the discipline it took from Crespin to snag that one out of the air,
play.
Come down with it, and run. He beats a double team on the deep ball.
Snap for Carbon, the set. The kick is up. It's a line drive kick, and it's good. Timothy
with the kick. It's been a few weeks without him, Sonny. I'm trying to get used to him back on the field, but my goodness, it is a sight for sore eyes to see Tager Timothy back on the field. He's a weapon for the offense, and he helps out in the special teams department as well as Carbon starts to claw back into this one, 39-7.
So the nice play for the Dinos. Put themselves on the board, making it 39-7. Probably going to see an onside here, I would think.
You'd expect something like that. You have the momentum on your side. Why not get a little risky? Clock's going to continue to tick, except for when it doesn't, which is now. So, my bad. But you get the point. They're going to try and do something risky, try and have some fun. That's what's going to make all the difference. You have the momentum on your side. You feel that little swing with the big play touchdown, and now you're playing with house money. You can try and make some magic happen.
Nice play by the Dinos to get them on the board. Chile will be kicking the ball for the Carbon Dinos.
And it's a kicker by committee for the Carbon Dinos. You have Timothy and Chile both excelling in certain areas. Chile, a very seasoned soccer player, excels in these place kicking positions.
$39-7.
Well, over on our sister station, KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM, the deficit continues to grow for the Spartans, now down 40-0 against the Union Cougars.
No onside kick. The Dinos kick it away. Reverse on the left side for Richfield across the 20, and it'll be 1st and 10 for Richfield there. They actually got right to did they get to the 20? They did. It's hard to see that corner over there.
It is. That far corner is hard to see, but, sometimes those kickoffs just end perfectly regardless, ending up right on that 20-yard line. I know as an official, you got to feel pretty good about that, just being able to know where to direct them right away.
So 1st and 10 for Richfield. The clock running with 8:30 and running left to go in the ball game, 39-7. So Dinos get on the board. The nice play from Dunn to Crespin down the left sidelines.
Just an excellent throw from Dunn to Crespin. I loved that play, every minute of it.
Dinos jump, no flag. Long snap count for Richfield. They'll wait for that play clock to go down the 5. There's the snap. Handoff up the middle. Nothing doing that time by the Dino defense. They need to blow the whistle there, and they do. So No gain on the play. Second down. The ball carrier for Richfield that time was Yardley.
And Yardley, whenever you can bottle him up, it's a good defensive play, and a plethora of Dino defenders all surround him, creating the hole that he's not going to be able to escape from. They hold him for about a 2-yard gain.
Clock will go down to 7 minutes. Richfield waits for that referee to make his signal. Run comes around the right side. There's running room across the 40, 44-yard line, enough for the first down.
Vakua Takakala able to get the edge on that one. I knew it was coming, Sonny, but he's able to get the edge. A great seal by the Richfield Wildcats along the edge. Got to give credit to that big right tackle for Richfield, doing an excellent job sealing it up. Ashton Nappis able to contain that edge beautifully.
You do such a good job saying his name.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I spent a lot of time on the ride up trying to practice.
Palua Takalala, right?
You're getting closer.
Close enough? Shotgun formation. Oh, Aiden. 6:20 left to play. 39-7. Wants to throw, is going to keep it this time. Barton, he'll pick up a couple of yards. Nice tackle there by the Carbon Dinos for a short gain. Coming up to make that stop, it's Collins, and it will be 2nd and 8.
And, you got to love when you can get a stop like that. Always a good turnout when you can shut down a design quarterback run against the dual threat. He waits his perfect two-drop step and starts trying to drive immediately forward. Dino's defensive line recognizes this, halts him in his tracks.
Shotgun formation once again for Richfield. 5:45 left to play. Clock continues to run. 39-7 the score here in Richfield. Run goes around the left side. A nice defensive play by the Dinos, led by Wilson, and then coming up to finish it off. Can't see the number on the far side there. Let's see if we can get it. Maurer for the Dinos. So Wilson and Maurer with the big loss. Going to put him behind the chains.
And the flag flies on the play as well. Whistles continue to blow. Holding against the Wildcats sets them back even further.
Well,
but they're going to opt to decline
that
yeah.
Because it was a loss anyway.
Yeah, might as well take the loss of downage
yes.
with it.
Yes.
It's one of those plays where in a hairpin reaction you see the flag penalty. Yeah, let's take it. But it's one where it's a situational thing.
There's a loss of about 8 on the play anyway, so you take the down.
Exciting score update coming from North San Pete, tied with Canyon View, 14-14 with 1:35 left. North San Pete in possession, looking to steal one away from the Falcons.
We'll keep an update on that. And in the post-game show, we'll have scores from around the state. Aiden does a great job keeping us updated on everything going on. Barton's going to go down, and a flag comes in late. And the ball comes out, but he was down.
And the ball comes out the same moment the flag goes flying. I thought they were diving all over that.
But Wilson with the sack for the Dinos.
And I love Maddox on the defensive side of things. He's just spectacular. He's got such a good motor. He breaks out not 1, not 2, sometimes 3 pass rush moves if he needs them. They want him to decline the penalty, get another sack. The Dinos defense, again, just stellar throughout the evening. A few home run plays have been the difference maker.
They'll decline, and it will be a punting situation for Richfield. Back to receive the kick for the Carbon Dinos, standing on the 40-yard line, will be Riker O'Haron. Goes back to the 35-yard line. Snap. Beautiful kick. Back to the 30-yard line. He'll take it there, and he's hit immediately. Great coverage. Beautiful kick. Great coverage. You can't ask for a better punt play by Richfield than what we just saw.
No, they execute very well in all facets of the game. What impressed me, though, O'Haron makes contact with the ball before getting drilled by 2 or 3 Wildcat defenders. He holds on to it through all that. That speaks to the strength of the kid.
Boomer of a kick there for Goodwin. And the Dinos will start 1st and 10 on the 32-yard line with 4:40 left to play. Clock runs. Shotgun formation once again for the Dinos. They'll send 2 receivers to the near side. Ball sits near hash mark. Dunn hands it off to Packard. Breaks a tackle. Breaks another tackle. Across the 35 to the 37-yard line. Pickup of 7. 2nd and 3.
And another good run for Carbon.
I'm going to give him 6, so it'll be 2nd and 4.
Excuse me, 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6, so they move it back.
1 step forward, 2 steps back. It's the referee tango, Sonny. You never know where that ball's going to end up.
Ball sitting on the 37. Pickup of 4, 2nd and 6. Shotgun for Dunn. Handoff Packard. Little reverse play goes to Timothy. He's got running room over the right side, 45, close to the 50-yard line, enough for a first down and move the chains for the Dinos.
And Sonny, things are starting to click. And what I've loved most about this team throughout the year, they find themselves in these deficits. You know, the 35-0s, the 39-0s, but they don't give up. They keep on driving. That's quite the culture Coach Milovich has been able to establish in his short time here. But that's been something we've seen with these kids ever since the time they were sophomores, even freshmen. They just don't give up, and that makes all the difference in the world.
That reverse, you run that reverse, it's hard to execute. They executed that perfectly. Enough to get the first down for the Dinos. Shotgun, trips come to the left side. Dinos go right to left. They'll go that way. A little screen pass to O'Haron. Falls to the ground. Incomplete. 2nd down.
Just couldn't get a grasp on it. Reaches out with the one hand. Doesn't have the other there to secure the ball. Could have been a big chunk play for the Dinos had he got his hands on it. But unfortunately, ball just drops harmlessly to the ground.
2:40 left to play. Ball sitting on the 47, looks like the 47-yard line.
Yeah, about the 47-yard line.
2nd and 10. Ball on the far hash mark. Shotgun formation for Dunn. Quick pitch goes to the right side for the Dinos. Fights his way for a couple of yards. The ball carrier for the Carbon Dinos is Johnson. Freshman running back, Dawson Johnson with the carry.
And what I like about these underclassmen, Sonny, is they're not afraid to get into the varsity level because it's something that, you know, as a freshman, if you find success in the freshman games, you're going to start thinking, oh, this is an easy sport. Varsity is going to be easy. It's a completely different speed out there, a completely different physicality. So kudos to these young men for being willing to step up into these situations.
3rd down 11. Little screen pass. Goes to Johnson again. Finds running room across the 50 to the 47-yard line. It's going to be 4th down. About 7 for the Dinos. I'm sure they'll go for it here with 1:32 left to play. But once again, nice little play there for the Carbon Dinos coming. That was
Johnson.
Nice pickup on the play.
It was. And Johnson does a good job avoiding contact. He knows how to navigate the field, and being able to do that as young as he is, that's a spectacular skill that's going to continue to develop as his career goes on.
4th down, 6 yards to go for the Dinos. They break and come to the line of scrimmage. Johnson in the backfield. Dunn wants to throw. Steps up in the pocket. Throws. 1st down. I think he got the 1st down. I might have said that a little bit too soon. We'll see where they put the ball. It's going to be close.
It's very...
I might have jumped the gun there.
No, Sonny, I thought it was a 1st down, too.
Home with the catch.
It's hard to line up. Are they going to give it to the Dinos? No.
Nope. Short.
Just
short of the 1st down. They give the ball back to Richfield with 34 seconds left to play. Dinos defense comes out on the field. Richfield will take a knee most likely, and this game will be over. And Richfield's going to win their homecoming 39-7.
Moving to 4-1 on the season, 2-0 in region. Dinos fall to 2-3, 0-2 in region play. Dinos played very well defensively. The areas where we saw mistakes were offense and namely special teams. Special teams gaffes set the Wildcats up with incredible field position throughout the game, and that proved to be the biggest problem for them, as Richfield with good field position is hard to stop. But again, the Dinos defense stopped them several times.
And that is going to do it tonight here at Richfield. The final score, Richfield 39, the Carbon Dinos 7. When we come back, the Eastern Utah Community Credit Union postgame show.
Show your school spirit and support local high schools with the new Eastern Utah Community Credit Union debit and credit cards. Featuring designs for Carbon, Emory, and Grand High School, these cards let you carry a piece of your school's pride wherever you go. Plus, to make purchasing easier, Eastern Utah Community Credit Union has added the convenience of tap-to-pay and compatibility with major mobile wallets. Pick up your school spirit card today at any of the Eastern Utah Community Credit Union branches.
Picture this. A sudden burst pipe, flames engulfing your kitchen. Disaster strikes when you least expect it. But fear not, because Restore Wizard of Price is here to save the day. Their team of restoration experts is ready to tackle any fire or flood emergency from start to finish. They're not just here to fix the damage, they're here to restore your peace of mind. Don't let disaster catch you off guard. Call Restore Wizard of Price, 637-9165. Restore Wizard, the magic of a fresh start. The time is now to join the JN Auto Experience. Browse quality used cars, trucks, and SUVs at our price or Huntington lots. JN Auto can even help you get financing. Get fast, expert mechanic service to keep your vehicle running smoothly. Treat your car to a spotless wash or make it shine with professional detailing. Even rent a car. All in one convenient stop. JN Auto. Driven forward.
Imagine a smooth, hassle-free journey to the front door of your new home with the Driggs Mortgage Team guiding you every step of the way. Hi, this is Greg Driggs. Our seasoned experts understand the ins and outs of home financing and refinancing. Come visit us at our new permanent address, 8 East Main and Price, where we plan to be a staple for years to come. Start your journey today. Call 801-427-3577. The Driggs Mortgage Team, NMLS number 272076, Equal Housing Opportunity. Driggs Mortgage Team is a DBA of Premier Mortgage Resources, LLC, NMLS 1169.
At Landon's Diesel, they understand the heartbeat of your diesel truck. Whether it's the rig that powers your livelihood or the everyday vehicle that drives your life, the trained technicians at Landon's Diesel are here to keep you rolling. Plus, with 24-hour towing service, support's just a call away, anytime, day or night. Drive into Landon's Diesel for expert care tailored to you and your truck, because when your diesel needs expertise, Landon's Diesel is always here.
Show your school spirit and support local high schools with the new Eastern Utah Community Credit Union debit and credit cards. Featuring designs for Carbon, Emory, and Grand High School, these cards let you carry a piece of your school's pride wherever you go. Plus, to make purchasing easier, Eastern Utah Community Credit Union has added the convenience of tap-to-pay and compatibility with major mobile wallets. Pick up your school spirit card today at any of the Eastern Utah Community Credit Union branches.
Carbon High School football on KRPX 95.3 The Peak.
Welcome back to the Eastern Utah Community Credit Union post-game show. Once again, the final score tonight, Richfield comes away with the 39-7 win over the Carbon Dinos. We'll look at scoring by quarters. Aiden, and you just come in anytime you want to there. After the first quarter, 7-0 Richfield with the lead over the Carbon Dinos. The Carbon defense played great in the first quarter because it could have been much worse than 7-0 because of the field position that Richfield had throughout the entire quarter.
3 red zone opportunities coming by way of the Wildcats, only one finding itself successful. The Dinos defense, I could sing their praises all night long. What a tough group of young men, a stout group of young men, being able to shout down a potent Wildcat offense in the red zone as they did tonight. Incredible. What really came back to bite them, though, and we'll get into it as we move later into scoring by quarter, big home run plays and that continued excellent field position for the Wildcats 8 away.
Yeah, Richfield had complete control of field position the entire night.
They did, Sonny. They were unstoppable when it came to finding themselves in good field position, whether it be by luck or by skill. They found themselves setting up in their own half of the field consistently throughout the first half, and they were able to take advantage of it several times.
So 7-0 after 1 in the second quarter. Richfield outscores the Dinos 19-0 to take a 26-0 lead at half.
and they jumped up very quickly. But again, Sonny, there were a few more times where things could have become much worse for the Dinos, but the defense stayed strong, and they were able to halt a few red zone stands.
Then in the third quarter, Richfield outscored the Dinos 13-0 to make it 39-0, and that's when the clock began to run the entire time, a 39-0 lead.
And a good field position, again, comes back to haunt the Dinos. A special teams gaffe and a turnover on a passing play results in Richfield being able to run down, score, and get to that 39 mark.
And in the fourth quarter, Dinos outscored Richfield 7-0. Final score tonight, 39-7.
And Sonny, it was a tough night, but I loved how the Dinos just didn't give up. And we talk about this a lot, but I truly mean it. I'm not saying this to be nice. Lord knows I'm not the nicest person out there, Sonny, but this group of young men isn't giving up at all.
Nope.
And you can tell by their body language, they are consistently engaged in the game. They want to be out there. They want to win. They want to play. And that's what all you can ask from a group of young men like you are right now. They're just consistently trying to get better. And Coach Milovich is doing an excellent job in developing that culture for the Dinos.
Yep, 39-7, the final score. Now, next week, the Dinos will travel once again. We will go to the Juab.
Down to Juab, another region showdown. Right now, the Wasps up 28-21 over the Grantsville Cowboys as they enter into the fourth quarter. Always a tall task going down to Grantsville to take on the Cowboys, but Juab always a tough opponent.
You're listening and watching the Eastern Utah Community Credit Union postgame show. We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll look at the scores from throughout the state. It's Carbon Dino football right here on 95.3 The Peak, where the Dinos play.
Show your school spirit and support local high schools with the new Eastern Utah Community Credit Union debit and credit cards. Featuring designs for Carbon, Emory, and Grand High School, these cards let you carry a piece of your school's pride wherever you go. Plus, to make purchasing easier, Eastern Utah Community Credit Union has added the convenience of tap-to-pay and compatibility with major mobile wallets. Pick up your school spirit card today at any of the Eastern Utah Community Credit Union branches.
Discover peace of mind with Don's Hometown Insurance, now even closer to home at their new location, 58 West Main Street in Price. Connect directly with friendly agents ready to tailor a package just for you. Imagine bundling your home, auto, and life insurance, simplifying your life while maximizing your savings. Experience personalized service designed to protect what matters most to you. Visit Don's Hometown Insurance today and feel the difference.
When your comfort is on the line, trust the experts who care. At Air Temp Heating and Cooling, we've been dedicated to keeping Castle Country cozy since 1999. Our certified technicians are ready with 24/7 emergency service and the latest knowledge in heating and cooling technology. As a proud Bryant authorized dealer, we'll do whatever it takes to ensure your home or business stays comfortable year-round. Call Air Temp Heating and Cooling today at 637-4468.
Having a great local pharmacy that you can rely on is important. At Price Family Pharmacy, transferring your prescriptions is simple and hassle-free. Just call us at 637-3737 and we'll take care of the rest. Need your medication delivered right to your door? We offer free delivery to make your life even easier. Managing multiple medications? Ask about our convenient med packing services to keep you organized and on track. Visit Price Family Pharmacy and experience a team that genuinely cares. Feel better about your pharmacy. Choose Price Family Pharmacy today.
Transform your space with Spectrum Paint featuring PPG paint, the ideal choice for any home project. Imagine a kaleidoscope of colors at your fingertips, from soothing pastels to vibrant primaries. Whether revamping a room or adding character to your exteriors, Spectrum Paint makes every brush stroke count. Dive into a spectrum where quality meets creativity and paint your world with us. Visit Spectrum Paint to find the perfect shade for your home today.
Show your school spirit and support local high schools with the new Eastern Utah Community Credit Union debit and credit cards. Featuring designs for Carbon, Emory, and Grand High School, these cards let you carry a piece of your school's pride wherever you go. Plus, to make purchasing easier, Eastern Utah Community Credit Union has added the convenience of tap-to-pay and compatibility with major mobile wallets. Pick up your school spirit card today at any of the Eastern Utah Community Credit Union branches.
You're listening to Carbon Dino Football on the Peak, KRPX 95.3 FM.
Welcome back to the Eastern Utah Community Credit Union post-game show. Again, the final score tonight, Richfield 39 and the Carbon Dinos 7. So Richfield goes to with another region win. They are now 2-0.
2-0 in region play and
4-1.
defeating what turned out to be a very formidable North Sanpete team as they come away with a 17-14 victory over Canyon View. Canyon View fumbled a punt return with 26 seconds left on the clock, something we saw a lot of tonight, and they were able to drill a field goal from 40 yards out as time expired. And according to commentators who were there, Sonny, that was a field goal that would have been good from 55 plus.
Yeah.
So a lot happening around the state. What do you say we take a look at some scores from around the area?
Yeah, let's look around and see what happened tonight.
We'll take a peek at 3A first of all, looking at Judge Memorial defeating Ben Lomond 23-0 currently. Ogden up 24-0 over Preston, Idaho. Juab Grantsville still deadlocked 28-21. Union defeating the Emory Spartans 40-7 over on our sister station KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM. Northridge and Logan locked in a duel. Northridge up 25-19 as that turns out to be the final score of the game. Clock expires as I go to take a look at it. And rounding us out, Manti falls to Cedar City 44-27. Still 6:29 left to go, but things looking bleak for the Templars. 51-27 now. Another score coming for the Reds.
Couple of stats. Dinos had 4 turnovers tonight. Richfield did not turn the ball over. They took care of the football tonight. They had 14 first downs, did Richfield. Carbon with 6. 5 penalties for 45 yards for the Carbon Dinos, 3 for 40 for Richfield. Once again, 39-7. Richfield with the win tonight over the Carbon Dinos. Now, football coming up on KOAL, our sister station, 107.3 FM and 750 AM. At 6 p.m. tomorrow, Utah will battle Wyoming. Now, the pregame show an hour before, so join us. But the kickoff is at 6 o'clock. It'll be on our sister station. That should be a good game tomorrow.
That is going to be a good one, a rivalry game that hasn't been played for a while. These two teams playing each other in the Rocky Mountain Conference, the Western Athletic Conference.
Western Athletic, yeah, long time ago.
Rest in peace, the WAC.
Long time ago.
Long time ago. Them and BYU both in it at the same time. It's crazy to think how the landscape of college football used to look. But yeah, going to be a good game. Utes look to move to 3-0 under quarterback Devin Dampier, having a breakout season, or I guess not a breakout season. We knew he was good coming into the year, but really improving greatly for the Utes this season. And, you got to love what you're seeing from Utah. Unless you're a BYU fan, then you're not too fond of it.
That will be kickoff 6 p.m. Pregame show will be on as well. And then on Monday night, kickoff 8 p.m. Pregame show before that as well on KOL. We will have the Raiders and the Chargers Monday Night Football. So lots more football coming on the Castle Country radio networks. And
yeah, another rivalry game there as well. So it's full of them these next few weeks.
Don't forget about Drive Time Sports Monday through Friday as well on KOAL. Jordan does a great job on that show. He talks local sports. He'll talk to Coach Milovich sometime next week on Drive Time Sports. So listen to him. He keeps you updated national-wise, local-wise. It's a great show. Listen to it Monday through Friday.
Yeah, he covers it all, local, national, international. Sometimes he fares into those waters, but he's such a talented sports talk show host. He's just a talented journalist overall. And, I feel like it's more honest coming from me. You're his dad.
Yeah, I'm proud of him.
Yeah, as he should be, should be. So I think we should start closing out by taking a look at the Dinos' upcoming schedule. Like we hinted at, next week they're going to be down at Juab in Nephi to take on the Wasps. Pre-game show starts 6:30, kickoff to follow at 7. Then we move to a homecoming game with North Sanpete. Then another road trip to Delta, a long way down we have to go. Then another home trip against Manti, and then somehow an even longer road trip as we close off the season down in Cedar City to take on Cedar High. That's going to be a Thursday showing due to fall break.
It doesn't matter how long they are. They're worth it.
They're fun. These kids are fun to follow.
Yep.
I love traveling with them along the state. Sunny, north, south, central, wherever the Dinos go.
Yep.
we're going to be there with them. And I think these kids deserve this kind of coverage because, they put it all out there on the field, a hardworking group of kids, and I think the community should really rally around them because this is a fun group. They're never going to give up. I love watching the Carbon Dinos.
Yep. Once again, the final score tonight, 39-7. Richfield with the win over the Carbon Dinos. We will see you next week. We will have the pregame show 6:30, kickoff 7 at JUAB. Join us then. Aiden, anything else?
Go Dinos.
Go Dinos. Sonny Buscarini, Aiden Mortensen. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you. Carbon Dino football here on 95.3 The Peak, where the Dinos play. Good night.